Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 1. I am still Ryan, the GM, and here are the players.
I am Arya playing Arya, the half-elf druid.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I play Kitty the Kill. I'm a Tabaxi rogue.
I am Stuart. I'm playing Reach the half-elf monk.
Hi, I'm Scott. I am playing Crumbar, the half-elf, half-orc paladin.
Crumbar is half-orc, but you are half-elf. Is Crumbar half-elf too? Wonderful Crumbar. Yes.
I mean,
So, let us jump back into where we were, to the Celestial Nexus, where you all kind of get violently woke up from an uncomfortable vision of hundreds and hundreds of demons pouring through a rip in space in a big deep canyon.
just like every other.
Yeah, it's just... Here we are. So, you all kind of get that kind of, stagger back, oh god, why? Can everybody give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
How do you do the
Yes.
wisdom?
So on your
saving
character
throws
sheet,
again? Yep.
it'll be on there. So it's above your skill block, which is underneath the inspiration block, and just to the right of your stats. And it's under the saves.
Oh dear.
So you're a monk.
Whereabouts? Sorry, mate. Whereabouts did you say it was?
Right, so look at something and tell me what you're looking at, and I'll guide you.
To the right of
Inspiration.
dexterity.
Down from inspiration.
Down.
That block.
Proficiency roll.
Down again.
Ah, yeah. And is it wisdom?
Wisdom,
Save your one.
yep.
Whoop!
That's worse than mine. Alright, okay.
I got 11.
I had
Right.
0 then.
So, none of you do well enough to not be pretty damn terrified by this vision. Right? So, deep to your core, this shakes you. This is uncomfortable. The dream when you do that falling thing and the waking up like feeling where it just violently pushes you back to this reality. That's what you get. So you all kind of stagger backwards, and you're
Question: what's orcish for fuck?
you tell me.
BRB. Google.
Scud.
Hi.
Scud. So yeah. What are you doing? Reply to your wonderful vision that you've got of what will happen, what she has foreseen.
I'm just crouching down, head between my knees. Oh god, what is happening?
So has she left us?
No, she's still there in front of you. Remember, you kind of looked into her eyes and then you've seen this play out.
I angrily yell
What?
at her.
What is the meaning of this?
I angrily yell at her. It's like, well, demons are involved then. I see why you brought me along, but I will tell you this. If this weapon that which Magna has anything to do with a demonic origin, I am going to destroy it.
And then, so as you like go, rah, 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 and to her with all that, and obviously you've got Arya at the same time, I imagine, as this kind of, I guess, word vomit of all of yous going at the same time, and she says, what is the meaning of this? She kind of just puts like a hand up to almost like placate the group, and then she says, "Yous have only seen what I have seen. This is not my doing. Please curtail your angers." And she looks straight at, like she moves her eyes from Arya over to Crumbar when she says that. And then she says, "The weapon is not demonic in origin, no. But the weapon is an equal or worse threat." You can see that she took time to try and almost like word this for you to understand that what you've seen is as bad as what this weapon can do.
Still shaking up, I throw my hammer to the ground in anger.
Well, how, like, in what way are you shaken up then? Like, how do we, like, how can we tell if we were watching this if it was a TV show? What is it you do that makes you look shaken? Is it the eyes that are, like, dancing for answers? Or
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
clenched fists, you know? Because this is all the
Uh,
descriptions. These are all the good kind of, this
yeah.
is the gravy, as it were.
Due to the fact that obviously paladins battle demons on a regular
Mm-hmm.
basis, I know the severity of that what she's just showed me, and that kind of we are outnumbered and fucked.
Yeah, so to give you
Kind
a
of
bit of
thing.
context for that as well, right? So, across the world, occasionally, rarely, but occasionally, there will be a demonic incursion called a hellhole, and it'll be a rip in reality that kind of usually punctures up through the ground or destroys whatever structure it was in, or if there's been like demonic worship of some kind by like cultists and various things, then it can pierce the reality between the hell abyss dimension and where we are in the world. So these little hellholes can open up, and then that's when like the Golden Order or whoever tasked to it would go in and try and plug it up, as it were, or as best they can seal it or guard it, at least if nothing else. Some people might lead incursions into it if they're super, super brave, but that's usually worthless because you'd be sending in a couple of drops to try and dilute an ocean, So that's the experience that you say you'd maybe have, Crumbar, or maybe even Reach as well to a degree. You'd at least know of this happening around the world. Everybody else would know of stories of it happening in distant parts of the world, obscure areas. The main cities are protected with a lot of magic, so it generally doesn't happen near them. They're too well guarded. But they can happen because demons are powerful, and if there's devils behind them pushing that power, then yeah, they can push through onto this world. The idea of a massive overt tear happening, the scale of which you've seen with that much coming through, is like a full-on invasion by comparison to just a small raiding party, as it were, to use very crude terms. So there's your kind of context of why this is a big fucking deal, But everything you've done in character so far has been perfect to convey that, but that's the background to why that is accurate. So yeah, it's not ideal. And she looks like, she genuinely seems like she's trying to
Cater to it.
no, at least stop it, right? Because
Sorry.
it doesn't seem like she's not like, yay, the tear in reality, go team.
Woo, demons.
Yeah, but anyone is willing. Like, he's kind of like, if you're the suspicious type, because I'm not in the habit of just saying everybody roll and then we'll go with the best one. I'm not a big fan of that. But if you would try and gauge her, you're welcome to roll insight to try and like see if you trust her, if you don't trust her. But if you as a person go, no, like what she said is good enough for me, I wouldn't question it, then you don't roll. But if you would question it, then roll insight against her, and you can try and gauge if you think she's... Well, you can tell me what you're trying to learn from insight, if that is something you want, but these are things you can do as players.
We would like to try and gauge her true intentions, especially for when she gets the weapon. It's just
So,
where she's
can I-
going.
Sorry. Can I just check, like, is this something that she's showing us, like a vision, or is this like actually happening? Like when in Harry Potter they all go into a pensieve and they can like see and feel things around them, but they don't affect them. Like they're pulled into that reality, but it doesn't.
So
You don't affect it. You just experience.
you felt like you were there, which is why it was so scary.
Okay.
But
Was that-
This
whether or not-
medical travel.
whether or
Do
not
we know this has happened, or
that's
is
what
that
I'm
what
saying,
she's wanting?
whether or not it's happened yet, you don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
I
you
get now,
definitely
I get
feel
now.
like you were
Okay.
there.
Also, it sounds like
Okay,
this
yeah,
lady can travel through time.
So yeah, you definitely feel like you were there. You can like maybe in the kind of like the back of your nostrils, you can still smell the kind of arid kind of dryness to the place, the heat from it. But now here's a good example. So see, before you roll things, I need to know the specifics of the roll before we go ahead.
Oh,
For
okay,
example,
sorry.
that's okay.
Sorry, yeah.
That's a good example because it brings up the point I'm making. So Reach asked me there, I want to engage her true intentions when she gets the weapon. Insight can't do that because that's like that's like seeing the future. you can gauge her intentions by the way she's acting in the moment. For example, if somebody approaches you, you can go, can I roll insight to see if they're coming at me threateningly, or are they trying to like hide a knife behind their back? You can roll insight on that scenario to work out if you think you're in danger, or if you think, nah, I'm okay. But you can't. There's nothing like she's answered that question earlier. So what you could do is, do I think she was being honest when she told me, what her plans for the weapon were? If that makes sense.
Our plans for defense use of the weapon do I think includes killing loads of people, or is it just literally like a shield or something like that?
So basically, do you think she's got an ulterior motive to the weapon?
Yes, ulterior motive. Yeah.
Beyond the scope of what she said, where she says it has another use and it can be used for good, essentially.
So, well, a good way of defending yourself is killing everyone else. So that's why I'm just want to make sure, check see if it's not that.
So an ulterior motive roll, to see if if you feel like she's being like misleading. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So roll insight for that. And can you see why I need those levels of specifics so I know what I'm answering?
Exact opposite from what I rolled before.
Yeah. So you're only critting then, is that? The balance monk. The universe giveth and taketh away. Yeah. But yeah, so on that roll, you have no feeling of deception or underhandness. You can clearly tell she's not telling you everything she knows, but you also get the impression that you need a lot longer than 8 years to hear that story.
Right, okay, cool.
But you have no doubt that giving her the weapon is not from everything, again, limited exposure in that scene that you're working with, but nothing is an alarm bell or red flag. You're basically thinking, no, I believe her intentions are good to get rid of this weapon, or at least keep it from Magna, right?
Yeah.
Or the Wizard King, but King Magna,
Yeah.
But yeah, now, anyone else? Because keep in mind, yous as players know what he rolled, but yous as characters do not. So, at this point, if yous would still have rolled, you still should, if that makes sense, because that's the meta knowledge thing, where I don't want people to be like, well, I know he got the best roll he possibly could have,
I'm in a standing of kind of, not that I fully trust her, but I feel that I need to investigate this further for my own personal being.
Yeah, she's pushed the "there are demons" button on Crumbar.
Yeah, so pretty much in that. So for now, I'm going to follow it, offer guidance, and we'll see what happens.
So, like, what does that look like in character? Like, what do we see Crumbar do?
Oh, it's more internal thoughts. So, I mean, I've already said that I'm going to follow her and stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm currently picking up my hammer and still debating eating the cat.
Or definitely not
Can I,
debating eating the cat. Yeah, Arya?
Can I I mean, from whatever knowledge I have, like, obviously, would I know, like, is that a common known thing, what those creatures are and such, or, because, like, for example, if it was an actual flock of bats, like, I wouldn't have felt worried, but if I know that each of those creatures is scary in itself, then a flock of them would have been, very scary. So I was like, my knowledge of nature and animals and such, how does that help me in this? Like, am I actually scared, or am I like, we could probably deal with this,
You are scared because the wisdom roll told me that, right? So that was you trying to like push past the fear that you would have felt in the moment. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But knowledge-wise, let's look at the skill list and see what would be appropriate for this, because you could make a roll on what, like, the level of, are you scared because you understand what these things are, or are you scared because you don't, right? Because those are two very different types of fear.
Yeah.
So let's find out if you have that answer. Let's see. I just cycled past your also your hit points are weirdly odd. Do you have 8 or 9? What should you have?
It says current 8. Oh, I think maybe we would not change things back from
the combat trial. Yeah, you should probably all make sure you have changed your stuff back.
Oh, well.
Now let's have a look and see. Right, so things it might be. Right, so it could be, you've got three options here, right? Slightly different answers each time, I guess, but Arcana is an option, and History is an option, and Religion is an option.
I'm equal and also, yeah. But I can understand what you're saying. Like, obviously, Arcana is going to tell me about them being demons. History is going to tell me about what's happened like this in the past and
Yeah,
stories and stuff. And
but nature, that is not where you'd be pulling your knowledge from to understand these things.
yeah,
The only thing you'd, in fact, the
I
only,
think I'm
like,
going
you
to
could
go with
roll,
Arcana.
as I said, you could roll nature, but the only thing you'd get is that you definitely don't know them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, the
yeah,
best thing
I
you
know
could
what you
do is
mean.
roll a 20 and go, nothing in nature is this. So yeah, you'd learn more from those three.
I think I'll go with Arcana. Let's see.
Yep, give me a wee Arcana roll then. Okay. Yeah, like, there isn't much that you're going to get from that. They looked like, if you opened any normal kind of book of demons, it would look like everyone's my first sketch as a child of a big spooky thing. So too many different varied shapes of things, twisted and mangled and dark and fiery. So yeah, nothing specific. Like, maybe initially it felt like bats initially, or it looked and behaved like, you know, a flock of birds or bats or whatever coming towards you, but then very quickly the deeper you looked, the kind of more scared and kind of intense it got, and the less, I guess, sure of what it was you became. But yeah, there isn't much you can. It's not like you go, that's one of those Amora demons. You know, you don't get anything like that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't get to play. I don't get to play Giles and Buffy. I get it.
Not yet. Not yet. What about Kitty? Still curled up on the floor?
I've regained myself a little bit. Like, I'm still crouched down, but more looking around, seeing what I'm doing. Like, just trying to be as small as possible.
Yeah, makes
which
sense.
is a feat because I'm already, only 5 foot. So
yeah. I think with that as well, like the woman walks over to you, just kind of casually as everyone's like venting their thoughts during this process, and she walks over to Kitty, almost does that thing where like she kind of like, if you're not already fully up on your feet, she helps you up to your feet, and then she like puts her hands on your shoulders almost reassuringly, and kind of like grips like just above your biceps area, kind of like, and that kind of comforting grips that kind of like once, and then just kind of walks away again, as if, that was it. That's what you're getting, reassurement wise. And then she says, "We need to move quickly. The weapon is currently defended, and at the moment, those defenses are their weakest. Can I count on you, sir?"
I agree. We should do this quickly, and yeah, no time like the starting now.
What is currently defending the weapon?
And she kind of looks at you and she goes, "The Wizard King's men."
I give a smart grin, tighten the grip my hammer, and say, "Then they are all nails."
Is it all of them, or is it just a few of them?
And then she, I think she's still staring at Crumbar as you ask that, I think. And then she still stares at him while answering as well. Even though you can clearly tell she's addressing your question, Reach. And she says, "They are at their weakest for now. It is not all of them. It is merely the ones least conspicuous. He does not wish people to know of this weapon. The Wizard King has many enemies in this world. I am one of them. Though not by choice."
Would there be some other of his enemies join our cause?
She turns to you, and then like kind of gestures with her kind of open palm, as if go on, but she never actually says anything. We just get the impression that she's asking you to follow up with more of your thoughts.
Well, I once read a story about how people once tried to attack a big animal, and not just that animal, but others ended up eating that person alive. So, in a way, I was thinking people can also work together towards defeating such common foes.
And she like nods kind of solemnly, as if, you know, it's actually a shame to have to need to admit this. But she's like, unfortunately for us to be successful in thwarting the Wizard King and the event to come, we need to be clandestine, secret, you know?
I understand.
And she kind of like says that to you as if, you know, you get what she means. Like, specifically you. It's something that you've had to deal with in the past, is the, like, maybe stalking prey, for example, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's about as helpful as she usually is on that specific subject. Yeah. Anybody else saying, asking, doing?
Pretty much resigned. I'm ready for which door do we walk through. That's-
What about the rest of yous? What are you doing? So, reached. What are you doing? That, like, if you're ready, then do you say anything specific? Do you walk anywhere specifically? Do you change your stance? Like,
as far as I'm concerned, yeah, we're wasting time. We should start the search for this weapon.
I overconfidently,
As you do everything, to be honest.
yep, overconfidently butt in and go, I agree, and go, there's no time to waste, let's get moving, and storm off over here, only to realize I have no idea where I'm going.
I mean, as you get
And
closer to that door, though, right? So here we go.
Mhm.
So you're there. You're getting closer to the door, and the door like lights up, and then you start to see like stars in the distance through the door.
Well, I'm guessing I picked the right way then.
So then,
Shall we continue through this door?
like, so you just keep walking, and then you find yourself in like a star field with a big nebula and fancy coloured gas clouds everywhere, and yeah, like you have no perception of anyone behind you or the room. You're just in a nebula.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
We've lost him.
So while you're doing that and having that moment to yourself, Kitty.
Hello.
Also, for everybody else in the room, you just see Crumbar stare at the white wall or the doorway.
Yes. So how do we get this thing started? Where do we need to go?
'Cause I will put you as close as I can for now. It might be some time before we speak again. And it may be under very different circumstances. This place, and she kind of like vaguely gestures with both hands to the room. Very kind of like reverently though, as if leading a sermon. This place is not always available to me, unfortunately.
How do we contact you?
You don't. And it's very like, as blunt as that sounds, you know, like there was no miscommunication.
When we have the weapon, how can we give it to you?
When you have the weapon, I will know. And I will make arrangements for you to be retrieved. And then she looks over vaguely at Crumbar, just staring at the big marble doorway. And then she looks back at the group and she says, like kind of to you three, as you have maybe maybe just all kind of like clustered for the briefing, as it were. Oh, I've put the cat over there. There we go. Although that bugs me now because they were the other way around. Let's just move these back. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Change places. She turns and goes, the weapon in question is the black-fanged spear. This is how you will identify it.
What was that called?
Oh, you don't know. You're staring at a nebula.
Yeah, right, okay, but the black... What
I
spear was
misheard
it?
that. Is it black fanged? Is it fang? Is it a fang?
Let's go.
Yeah, cool.
Alright.
Right, okay.
Just while I'm staring off into the abyss, I was going to update the quest log with it.
Well, keep in mind, guys, you just need to announce what you are typing in that, because you might override it with each other. Remember that.
Is anyone else in the quest log?
I was, but yeah, I'm out now. Right, so cool.
Alright, cool. There you go. No, that's
No.
exactly what I was...
So keep in mind that if you did that, so let's say Stu updated that and saved, and then Scott already had a previous version unsaved opened, and then types stuff in and saves it removes everything Stu did. Aye.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I just closed.
like, feel free to like cut in and say, right, I'm in the quest log just now typing this. Like, don't have an issue with that. Like, be vocal about this stuff so you don't accidentally delete a whole bunch of stuff. But we might end up for season or session 2, I should say, moving on to Google Docs for this exact reason. But we'll see how we go with this one. Going okay so far. Now, as for Crumbar, do you stay in the nebula or do you walk backwards? Because you're alone in the nebula.
So can I still see the door that I...
No, you're literally just standing in a nebula.
Can I hit the nebula with my hammer?
No, weirdly.
I'm trying to think because I'm trying to play up to my stats as well. The whole idea of me storming off was due to my low intellect.
But then you stormed off and found yourself somewhere you didn't expect to be, so would that make you retreat, you know?
It's more so I'm thinking, how would I retreat if there's no door?
Just wander backwards, right?
Yeah, we'll roll with that.
So yeah.
Noticing that the rest of the party hasn't followed me, I take a few steps back to reassess my situation.
Yep, so you just weirdly move backwards through the nebula, and all of a sudden you just see like a doorway with a big bright light in the centre of the doorway, and then you go back a bit further and it's just a marble wall again. And you're back in the room. So for everybody else, Crumbar walked to the wall, stared at the wall a bit, gripped his hammer a bit tighter, and then just slowly stepped back a couple of steps.
Okay, I rejoin up with the party.
I walk around him and try to see if there's any like visible signs of him having been hit in the head very hard.
I mean, I feel like being a paladin of the Golden Order and a half-orc, definitely. Right?
I mean, that's like their bar mitzvah. You just get hit in the head.
Well, in a, absolutely permanent,
brain damage
special way.
Yeah. Like, are you currently bleeding? Is I think what she's, are you currently broken? But yeah. So with that, like Crumbar obviously rejoins the group. Yous have been told the weapon, and yeah.
Slightly embarrassed, I asked the women, we may need more details on where to go.
And then she just like kind of gestures her hand to one of the doorways, and for dramatic effect, she points this way, and then one of the doorways lights up. Ta-da!
Pretty.
So it's just all this light coming from one of the doorways, and then she says, "This will take you as close as I dare place you."
That's a neat trick. 8 years here, and I've never seen that. So I'm happy just to start going in.
Yep.
If this is another nebula, I'm gonna be pissed. Boop.
It's not a nebula, I presume, because we're all in there. What is it? Is it just silence?
That's it. Silence. Game over. We lost.
So you all head in,
GG, guys.
and then like maybe we have that kind of. Let's say it's Kitty, because I like the idea that it's Kitty that does this part. Like she looks over her shoulder as everybody's walking into the light, and then she just sees like the woman there, and then slowly the woman like fades away, and just the eyes are left, and then the eyes dissipate away.
Oh yeah, we didn't say bye or anything. Duh. We just
She gone.
walked into that.
And then we go to the title screen, because now we talk about another step of the game, right? So
It's a Cheshire Cat. That's what I was trying to remember. Like a Cheshire Cat. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly
Yeah.
like the Cheshire Cat. Yeah.
I don't want to go read Alice in Wonderland.
The another aspect of this game is traveling from A to B can sometimes be super boring if you RP every single step of it. Okay, so another tip that I've done in previous games is a thing called montaging, where somebody in the party has an idea for something that would have happened on the journey, very brief, and then it's up to somebody else to say how it got resolved. And it's, for example, the group that I had previously were travelling from, let's say it was from like this random part of the world here, all the way to one of the big main cities over here. That's quite a distance, like 300 miles or some nonsense like that. So they montaged that like along the way that they would be attacked by wolves, as said problem. That came up, and they got attacked by wolves because they smelled the food and the supplies that they had. So they used their rations to distract the wolves while they ran away, essentially, and that's how they resolved said problem. And it was just an event that happened in the timeline that means at any point in the future when you're RPing in scenes, you can use these little events to be like, well, we could have spoke about that at that point, you know, so you can seed in what I would call narrative time to use in the, you know, going forward. And it gives you guys a bit of scope to develop characters, and without having to do all the work there and then, you can go back and be like, maybe that time we stopped and helped out at that farmhouse so that we could get bed and board for the night, because one of you was a carpenter in a past life. You know, you can do things like that with montaging. So, yous are all placed in a random kind of forest, kind of, you know, overgrown, etc. Very wild looking. And you just happen to be there. Like you step into that light, and then all of a sudden you feel that fresh air, especially by comparison to the inside the celestial nexus. And then you hear like the chirping of birds. Like Arya, you probably hear that instantaneously. Same with you, Kitty. Like instantly chirping of birds. Like you feel like you're back in a place that has life again.
Feels like home.
Yeah, like not a million miles away. So yeah, he's in a forest. So, yous are going to be travelling. Just, again, you pick a direction, because keep in mind, you haven't been told anything more. So, you pick a direction, you maybe debate that or you don't, and you just head off through the woods.
I'd rather keep going the direction we were pointing when we came through the door.
Yeah, I was about to say, she probably, whichever way we landed, we probably need to go straight ahead, or whichever way that path goes, if there is a path.
Well, there's no path.
I was gonna say, where exactly is it that we landed?
We don't know because we don't have a GPS. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I told you, you're in a forest, and it feels like it's
Oh,
it's
right,
got
yeah,
life
no,
around you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, right, so we're actually in the forest.
Yep, you've walked through the light, and you've appeared in the forest. Yep.
How do I do the
I'm going to be doing my usual orienteering stuff, like looking which way moss grows on trees and that sort of thing, to figure out,
I was,
you know, which, you know, north, south, whatever,
That's where
pointing ahead, you know, the way we came is supposed to be. Like, if we were pointing, like if we came toward facing, like, the east, then we should, like, try to look towards moving towards the east.
Basically,
And
like
then-
as you said, orientation is essentially what you're trying to do. If you want to do that, then do you want to roll a nature check for me, then, Arya?
Yeah, just
In fact, no, not nature. Sorry, survival. Do me survival, because it would fall under that. Cool. You know that the forest you're in is a northern forest, not a southern forest, and that's about the best you can tell.
yeah.
But by that I mean, if I had to draw a line across the map.
We know we're not to the south. Okay.
Yeah.
All we know is we're at the north.
Yeah.
Okay. And where were we from again? Sorry, I missed that at the beginning.
So you are from
Yes.
the Wildwood here.
Okay.
Which is
So
like
I'm from
this
the
area.
south, and I know that
Yeah.
this is definitely not my forest.
The Golden
Okay, cool.
Order temple is like here at the bottom of the E. So that's where Crumbar
Cool.
is, or at least spent a bit of his life. Horizon is like here somewhere, which is the main magic city, which I think is where Kitty is from.
Yep.
And then, yeah, like the Golden Order monastery is the same place for Reach.
Yeah.
And then this.
So we are
Celestial
all
is-
out of our element, basically.
Didn't
Yeah.
realise there's a city called Horizon.
Yeah.
There's trouble on the horizon. Was that anything to do with the city? Guess you're going to say too late, but okay.
I mean, trouble on the horizon, and the city of
Yeah.
Horizon. I mean, it's your call, right, to look into
Yeah.
that or not. But that's
Okay.
up to you.
Hmm.
I
Were
mean,
we not? Sorry.
no, Karen, what's up?
I'm trying to remember how it is. Yeah, were we not saying? Was I not originally from that wee island or something like?
Generally, orcs are from
Oh,
the north.
yeah,
So,
the kind of
but
north. But yeah,
But there's no issue with you being from a way, 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 way up here. It's just
Yeah.
such a journey to get all the way
That-
there.
it took me so long.
Yep. That's an entire life's adventure, which is mad. But yeah,
Mm,
yep. You can easily have been from the Isle of Fire, if need be.
yeah,
Probably not a great place to be, hence why you left. So yeah. So
I'd
yeah.
go and be in the north. I'd rather be in somewhere near this fire, but yeah.
But yeah, in terms of northern kind of forest areas, you have this area, you have this area, all of this part. You've got this part as well. So yeah, quite a lot of northern
We
forest.
could be in any of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The the wonderful thing is, had you a full-blooded elf with you, you would have been able to tell more about the forest you're in, or not in, specifically. Because if it was the Queenswood, you'd know.
Mm,
Well, I do know woods pretty well, so I could do the survival roll as well.
And what's the goal here for that?
Just to determine which wood we're specifically in.
Okay, again, it would be more of a knowledge about the area, as it were, not so much we're definitely in this forest, because a lot of forests are very similar. But yeah, you can
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
If you roll high enough, you would definitely get a bit more
So would it be
information.
survival again?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, another survival check. So,
Nice.
definitely nice. Yeah, the difficulty I was going to set for that was 18. Yeah, you're in the Bitterwood. You can tell that much.
By the bitter flowers.
Where's that?
That is this area.
It's the pizza shape. Sorry.
So you're in the Bitterwood somewhere.
I'm hungry now. I hate you.
Sorry.
Where?
All I
What
can
direction?
see is a face though on this little section.
Say that again, sorry?
All I can see is a face.
Now that's all I can see.
It's a little face.
Right. Wee happy smile.
How do I do
Yeah.
this?
Are we heading east or west at the moment, or what?
Yous are heading east.
Towards the point, right? Are we aware of any cities in this area?
There's like nothing in this area. Nobody comes to the Bitterwood, generally.
We're off the map. Okay.
Mm.
Do we have any rations on us?
Whatever is in your
Yes.
backpacks.
Is that because it's known to be like dangerous or scary or whatever, or is it just like, boring? Like,
It's the
I don't
untamed
know how to
wild,
put
right?
this.
It's the untamed
Oh,
wild.
okay.
So the people just haven't been there. For example, if I move you guys to just the world map instead of that one, right? I'm going to get rid of the layer that I added to this. If I just remove that layer.
It's so clean.
So, without that, so the Bitterwood is, let's see, just freehand this in this area here. That's the Bitterwood, and there is one of the capital cities. Is there
Hmm.
Where?
in orange?
The yellow circle. Or orange.
Just to the south of
This
this
is the
green bit.
moment where I should say that I have a chromatic disorder about greens and oranges. Oh, never mind. I do see it. I do see it. I've changed some settings on my. Yeah.
Literally the colours I picked as well. I do apologise.
I'm sorry.
Ryan,
No, it's me.
just from our own reference, see Magna, where is he kind of
Where-
stationed? Where does he rule from?
Yeah, that's a great question. It was what I was going to answer earlier and then forgot to. This is the capital.
The island?
Yes,
Ah, nice.
that's where his city is.
That's quite cheeky.
Isn't it just? Yeah. So yeah.
He is literally the center of the earth, the world.
Hmm. But that's his jam.
So I suggest we probably go to that closest city then.
I'd say keep going the direction we're going in, but I would say the woman pointed us in the right direction, but there's a bit of faith.
What way was we pointing?
East. So
Ah.
we're going towards the point.
Do that.
Can I? Which also, if there's anything to do with the Wizard King, he's probably got a harbour on the land at that side of the land.
Glitterhagen, definitely. That's the city that's beneath.
Yeah, it looks like there'd be a harbour on the peninsula points there and there.
Just so you know, that's maybe about, see between the top point and the edge of the Bitterwood in the water, it's maybe about 150 miles. Maybe 200.
Right.
Maybe about
Definitely not swimmable. Fair enough.
Maybe about
swimming's
150
out the
miles. Yeah. Yeah, like so from like here to here is maybe about 150.
Mm. So do we know exactly whereabouts in the forest we are?
No. Deep within it, but you just know the only forest it could be is it's too north to be any of the South Forest or the Wildwood. Even like the smell of like the air that Kitty could kind of tell. She knows that it's the Midland Sea she's smelling, not the Iron Sea. So it's not the Wildwood, right? So the Wildwood being here, and this being the Iron Sea. So it's not the smell of the Iron Sea, it's the smell of the Midland Sea. And yeah, I think beyond that, like, it's not weird and fey like the Wildwood or the Queenswood. And
So if the girls shared the information
No,
that we are
not yet.
in a... Okay.
Anyone have a clue where we are?
anyone?
I've not been here
Yes, we start
before.
walking. Sorry.
Well, we're definitely not in any of the southern woods, but I can't tell anything else.
All trees look the same to me.
I've never been north, in the north side of the land.
Well, you've been locked away for 8 years. There's a lot that's probably changed.
I knew that temple pretty well, but yes. Apart from the
So I
bright
suggest,
blue door. Sorry, carry on.
I suggest we start walking east then.
Lead the way.
Yeah, excellent. And I presume we're not going to role play this, and we are going to do the montage bit. Or
So you head
This
off in the
must be a
direction that you
journey.
wanted to
Yeah.
head off in. I'm actually just putting in some locations
Yeah.
that might matter.
Right.
Hmm.
Let's see. There you go. So there is some cities, as it were, and there's a place here called Shadowport there.
It's got the Pentagon, the Square, and the M.
Yeah. And Pentagons are big capital cities except Shadowport. Shadowport is just as busy as a city would be, because it's... If you wanted something dodgy, you'd go
You
to
go there.
Yeah.
So we need to get a boat. That's not necessarily dodgy, but
this is the capital. This is where like the Wizard King's city is. This is where only really people that are required go there, if that makes sense. So the Wizard King doesn't just have people living there. That's not like
All right. Okay, so it's not like a city. It's more just like a kind of.
like a
Big.
Like Windsor Castle, you don't
Yeah.
go there unless you work there and that sort of thing, right?
But it's kind of more the Vatican that way. I think is maybe a better comparison, right? So
Right.
You can go to the Vatican randomly, just saying.
yeah, and you can go to the capital. You just can't stay there.
Oh, okay, you can't live there and whatever. I
Yeah.
get it.
so we'll just go and pretend to be like tourists, basically.
And just so you know, this is called Santa Cora, and it's kind of just a southern, very, very warm, like kind of Arabic style city. This is the citadel for the Golden Order, this one here. And this is Horizon. This is where Princess Justoria rules from. And this is a city of
Question about the Citadel.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it being kind of a big building with a lot of tall towers. Can you see it from anywhere else in the map, kind of thing? Like, so say for instance, like, like there's like this city here and the wee port
No.
and everything like that. Would we be able to see the Citadel
No.
from there? No, cool.
Nah, the sea's too big for that. The Midland Sea. The like I don't know, maybe on like a really, really brightly sunny day, and you were maybe in the top of like Glitterhagen, looking out, which was obviously that one. On a clear day, blah blah blah. Maybe you'd get like a glint in the distance,
Yeah,
like a day star
So
effect. But
It's more so I'm just trying to get a scale of the size of the map.
yeah, as I said, to give you an example, let's see, I'll draw something.
Do it in distance of Glasgow to Edinburgh.
I'm gonna do it in the actual map scale that is on here that you can't see. See this red line that's kind of floating about?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is 100 miles.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, like, you can see that those are quite far away.
Yeah.
So they're about 200 miles apart, these two. So what I'll do is I'll leave that line at the bottom. Just put it under here.
Works for me.
That's 100 miles. There you go. So yeah, you head off. Yeah, what do you do in your montage? Keep in mind, it doesn't always need to be like problematic, kind of, oh god, there was a thing and, you know, why does bad things keep happening to us? It could easily just be what you did to bond or talk, or, you know, maybe like when you made camp, this event happened. So does anybody have an idea? Because keep in mind, there's no format to this specifically. It just needs to be something that doesn't become something we roleplay out. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm just
Because that's the tricky bit, is a lot of the situations I got into with my last game were good enough that we're like, we're just going to roleplay this out because it's interesting. Have they got a specific idea they'd like for what happens on the journey before you hit something
No.
of note?
No.
well, it starts to
Needless
get.
to say,
Yeah, on you go.
sorry.
No, it's all right. On you go.
I was about to say, like, needless to say, I notice and ideally, I don't know if I'm lucky enough, attract all sorts of like little animals and whatever. Like, not necessarily to hunt them or such. It's just more like, you know, Snow White sort of thing. But they're not actually like no choice. They're just kind of like, you know, not really phased by me. Like they kind of can tell that I'm not really doing harm to them or whatever. So I just like to imagine us as being like randomly trailed by little birds that go from tree to tree as we're walking, you know, below those trees and like.
Well, to be honest as well, like that probably would happen because the Bitterwood is isolated enough that animals don't necessarily fear people, right? So you probably would find that they're more curious than they are scared.
And then
Basically, that's what I'm going for. I'm like,
What was that? Okay.
Crumbar goes like trying to run and catch them because you know he likes to eat creatures.
Yeah,
Do I-
point us backing and on the back of the head or whatever I can reach. I don't know if he's tall or not, but like, actually, no, I'm going to be quite tall myself. But yeah, I smack him on the back of the head every time he tries.
What's my bios?
I think you're somewhere in the
6'2".
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Fine. What do you say? It's starting to get dark, so should probably set up camp.
Yeah, I mean we could do with knocking some trees down. You know, get some
Well,
firewood.
I've got a lucky handy wee hand axe and my
The
Whatever
best
I'm keeping it
firewood's
in.
already lying on the ground. We'll just pick up what's there.
Taking
Dead
up
dry
moving
wood.
benches to sit on.
Yeah, so yeah, like I think as well with your combined survival roles between Arya and Kitty, like these are easy enough to find firewood. You can find game if need be as well, because obviously I think more than one of you is an outsider, right? Or whatever it's called. Outsider. What's your background?
Yeah, I'm an outlander.
Outlander. That's the one I think. Are you that as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, that sounds familiar to me as well.
Yeah, it'll be on your character sheet somewhere, probably near the top.
So
But yeah, so you realize enough, like he's kind of
Yep.
hunted like small game, set up camp. What's the subject of conversation at the camp? Because obviously, maybe at this point you realise that because you aren't walking or hunting or actively doing something, you are sat like maybe either mid-meal or just wrapping up the meal. What's the...
I would like it if we were just wrapping up the meal, and just as the night's going on, just because I'm looking through my character sheet as to what I've got, I've just remembered I have a pan flute, so I pull that out and start playing it.
Roll.
What do I roll?
Click on the proficiencies at the bottom left of your character sheet, and it'll query you and put in probably charisma.
Just put so do charisma, yeah.
Mhm. Now,
14.
did you roll the actual proficiency though? The actual instrument? It should be on your character sheet.
Oh no, right, okay,
Yeah.
right, so it should be.
The actual instrument will query.
Ah,
it.
right,
On the
okay.
bottom left, is it?
Yeah.
Right, there we go.
Hand flute, right. Ooh,
So
who's tuning that flute?
so it's not the most pleasant thing you've ever heard. It's in fact exactly what you imagine a child when handed a pan flute would do. Yeah.
That was not what I was going.
Nope.
I think we preferred the bird song, by the way.
Yeah, I think maybe like the little kind of bird that's been sat on like the neck of the back of his armor for the like half of the journey here has just decided to fly off. But yeah, so Crumbar starts just randomly making pan flute noises. What does everybody else do?
I don't know. Sounds like.
Yeah, I mean that's good enough, right? Yeah, so
I once again really want to check if he's, all right.
the
so-
worrying thing is the Golden Order are there to protect the people from demons and undead. So
I know, it's scary.
maybe reviewing their hiring policy.
I got hired for intimidating. It's in the fact that I'm a absolute brute.
Hmm.
Sometimes they do just need people to lay down the law.
Right, so you didn't get hired for your musical ability there. That's okay.
No.
Right.
It was
I've got a PDF. I've got a Word document that I'm working on the backstory for my guy. So
Crumbar doesn't have this Word document though. That's fine.
Yeah.
no.
But yeah, so what's Reach up to? Is he staying quiet or is he being inquisitive about the group? Is he just raising an eyebrow at
Isn't it? Listening to Arya talk about what birds are and so on. That's what animals is that are following us, or are about the place.
Yeah, Arya, is that
There's
something?
none around to scare them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe what inspires the conversation change then,
Try
right?
very hard
So
not
like
to cringe.
maybe Arya, you were like saying, like maybe the longer you've had time to spend here, like, these are definitely northern birds. They're definitely like slightly more western birds. Blah blah blah. Of course, these are the ones that would be here. Obviously, Kitty at some point told you guys where these were. So yeah, what about Kitty? What's she up to?
Trying to sneak behind Crumbar to steal its stupid flute.
Actually, jam some mud in it or something would be a good idea. Yeah.
Roll for initiative.
I will avert my eyes so as not to tip him off.
I think what we just have is them both kind of like, I guess, play wrestling in the background of whatever conversation Reach and
Like, this is dust
Arya move on
around
to.
from the night. Sorry.
I keep an eye just in case so he doesn't actually do any damage. Just
I think the camera shot
You-
would have
you
like
mean-
Reach at
you
one
mean-
side of the camera and then Arya at the other side, the campfire in the middle, and in the background Crumbar blowing into this pan flute, and then all of a sudden a cat pouncing from behind, and then both of the like Arya and Reach looking backwards to the background to see them, and then just turning back to you and goes, yeah. So anyway,
as long as they're not killing each other, whatever.
definitely.
No.
So,
Gotta entertain themselves somehow.
yeah. So yeah, if there's nothing you specifically want to like talk about or ask each other, we'll just move forward to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Andy?
Sleep
Anything they want to specifically? No character bonding? No, nothing.
Anything been happening in the last 8 years? Anything interesting?
I feel weirdly protective of the cat because she's a cat. Just saying.
Well, I mean that kind of goes with your character being
Yeah.
out in the woods and stuff. So
But yeah. So yeah, I think like obviously maybe when Reach decides to break the the odd silence of everybody just kind of weirdly staring at them two trying to argue over a pan flute, he obviously says, "Has anything happened in the last 8 years that I would have missed?" Does anybody answer him?
I'm
I
just
wouldn't
trying
really
to,
know much, so
Oh, then nothing's the answer then, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Good. Well,
Nothing really.
still up to date.
I tend to follow what the order needs me to do. Most likely it involves crushing demons with a giant hammer.
True that.
Exactly like doctors in the afternoon. Okay.
Pretty much.
Not missed
Um,
anything.
Obscure reference, number 15.
Yes.
Yeah, in that case then, yeah, so like, I like the idea that after that fight, Reach just absentmindedly turns and goes, "Have I missed anything in 8 years?" And then everyone's like, "No." Camera fades out into the fire, it dims. Right, so, you wake up, obviously the next day, you pack up your camp, and yeah, you start wandering in the direction you feel like you should be going. And then, dun 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 dun.
Pretty
Mine's
awful.
obviously the small tent.
No, you just came in this way.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we're coming upon another camp.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Why so worried?
Do we see anything like, I don't know, maybe they might have a lot of weapons or anything outside, like anything that make us think that they're like,
Well, they've all got red
Scary.
backgrounds. That's not usually a good thing.
And you just hear a voice shout all the
Voice?
way over. "That's far enough." And then weapons are raised. What do you do?
Hmm.
Hello, friends. We're just travellers here.
I ain't your friend.
we
Yeah.
only seek to cross. We have no business with you.
It's like, not this way.
I just yell back. Well,
Leroy Jenkins.
I was so tempted. I yell back to them that I go where I please.
This is the way the bridge goes. If you don't want to come across other people, you shouldn't camp near a bridge.
Good point.
And the guy just kind of stares, like he's thinking, and it's taken longer than he likes.
I move forward.
I don't think he does this often, by the way.
So, not yet.
Thank
He kind of like cocks an eyebrow. Not that you can necessarily tell at like whatever distance this is, and he then just decides to fire his crossbow at you.
Rude.
Yeah. So this is against you, Arya.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can I like try to duck or something?
There's nothing to duck behind.
No, like if they're firing at me, I would assume that they're aiming like my head or my chest. Like if I'm just like, crouching suddenly, like I don't.
Oh, like trying to dodge? Yeah, it's like
Well-
dodging.
Uh-huh. Sorry.
Well,
yeah.
the way to interpret
I-
this is that he's shot and missed.
Oh. Oh, okay. So it's not actually okay.
But now we roll
Right.
for initiative.
Yeah. Click on your character.
So click on your token. Well, let me just delete all these tokens first. Right, click on your token. Let me just move this out of the way. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
We are
And
ready?
then on your character sheet, roll initiative.
Ooh.
It's near AC.
Where's the
in the middle.
initiative?
Near
Top
the
middle.
top middle. Yeah. It's right at the top. We blow normal and
I got
advantage. Yeah.
Just waiting on Sophie.
Oh, sorry, there we go.
Oof, nice one.
So, you're up first. What do you do?
Well, I've got a short bow, but
Yep, so keep in mind that you can draw, and this is going to be a bit of a tutorial for you here, Scott, as well, just to get you up to speed on what you
Yeah.
can and can't do. But it's fine, we'll go through it. So, none of you, barring maybe Reach and Crumbar, would be necessarily carrying your weapon. I just don't feel like Crumbar ever lets it go.
No,
yeah,
that is the part of me.
Yeah, but sensible people don't generally carry their weapons. I just think, Reach, you have a staff, so that's just a thing that you'd walk with, I imagine, in general. So yeah, things that you would have in your hands, things that you wouldn't. But yeah, you tell me what you want to do. We can go through it.
But,
What's your
like,
thoughts?
Take off my short bow, because I'm guessing it's across my shoulders. Or
Well,
shoulder.
well, you can equip it as part of your movement. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll equip my short bow.
Cool. Are you going to move anywhere?
Would it be better to move a bit closer? Because with the bow and arrow, it's generally alright from where you're standing.
Well, what's the range on your short bow?
How would I find that out?
So let's find that out right now.
Click on the item, it should tell you the thing.
2 seconds, I'll just tell you right now. Item short bow.
Oh, range 80 over 300.
Right, okay, so it means that so long as it's within 80 feet, you are rolling with a normal roll, and if it's beyond that, it's rolling with disadvantage.
So I need to be at least there. No.
80 feet from the other direction, from the enemy.
So
Yeah, about there.
so you can still make the
so-
shot, it's just at disadvantage from where you are.
I mean, can I move to there on the bridge and then shoot, or
Yes. Yeah.
That's the line there.
You
on the
can
bridge.
move. What's your speed?
speed?
That's what I'm curious about, but I think 30.
Where does it?
Speed is 30.
So you can move to there.
Okay, so I'll move there and then shoot. I mean, it'll be at a slight disadvantage, but still better.
Yeah, 95 feet. Then what are we at? 125.
So it doesn't get worse though. Like see the 80 320 bracket.
Yeah.
If it's at 80 or less, it's normal. Anything beyond up until 320, it's disadvantage. Beyond 320, you can't make the shot. That's
Yeah.
it. So yeah, you can move there if you want. There you go. So that's your move. You've drawn your bow as part of your move.
And then I'm gonna aim it at this dude.
That one, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Go at this wonderful man.
Yeah, totally wouldn't have made the first move. So should I just click on short bow?
Yep, click on short bow, but make sure click again. Remember, it's at disadvantage, so what you would do is normally you would change the setting at the top of your character sheet that says normal.
Oh, yeah, I found it. Shall I do again?
Nope, that's fine. We've got 2 rolls there anyway. Okay. So the 7 is what we're taking because Scott, if you've got advantage or disadvantage, you roll twice and take the better or worse result. That's the modifiers to situations. So if something gives you advantage, you get to roll twice and take the better one. So because this is beyond 80 feet, which I think it was, wasn't it? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Not by much, but enough. So beyond 80 feet, it means that she's rolling at disadvantage.
Right.
Which means she takes the 7, not the 21. And that does miss, unfortunately.
No.
So that was your action and your move, and you drew your weapon. Can you do anything else on a bonus action at all? Is that something you've got at this point in time?
No.
That's okay. And it is reach.
I need to just start running, so
What's your speed?
I think it's 30. Hold on a minute. Where
On your
is
feet?
it? Yeah, whereabouts so
Over the
roughly?
top.
Underneath.
30. Yeah,
Advantage,
it's
no.
30. Right, cool. Right, 30 right beside you. I'll do another 30. There's pointless doing anything else.
Yeah, you can go with that other one if you wanted. Like you can.
Yeah. I'll go up.
Cool.
Right.
So the monk just like
That's
runs
me.
past as after the arrow flies, and the monk zooms past as well.
Yes.
Right. Now Crumbar. What's your speed? That'll be on your character sheet.
30.
So
So
on your turn, you've
Sorry.
got an action, right? And you can. This is what the monk did. He took the dash action, which lets him move his move again, which is why he can move double.
Right, I'm guessing if I do that, I can't equip my shield.
No, the shield is a whole action.
Right, okay. In that case, Leroy Jenkins charge.
Go.
Why can't I? Oh.
S.
Yep.
S
The
to
switch.
select.
Boop.
Cool.
Okay, okay.
Monk's not beating me to first blood.
What I love though is like the cat was the first to move, instantly pulls bow, fires arrow. As the arrow goes, a monk runs past her, and then just 2 seconds later, like an orc goes with all this armor. Arya?
I'm just gonna get a bit closer, as in cat level closer, basically.
I love that as a level of closeness.
Yep. So one of these 2 squares.
Second lower.
In fact, what's your speed?
30.
So,
Okay.
so we're all half elves, aren't we? Pretty much, but
Yeah.
kind of.
Lower. Down.
Well, you need to move your character. I'm just pointing arrows.
Yeah, S and drag your character. Yeah.
True,
There we
but
go.
yeah.
I do it so people don't lose count.
Sure if they're not allowed to or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Also, if you measure something and hit shift and let go, it will keep your art like there, and you can move your token. As long as you don't, as long as you hit S and move blah blah blah. Blah. So if you did this and this and this and hit shift, and press S and then picked up a token, you could move them while that stays put, and then click Q again and click anywhere to get rid of it. Just so you just know, it's a really useful tool. But yeah, anyway, right. So you've moved there. What's your action going to be? Are you drawing your bow or something as part of that action? What's the plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna be drawing my bow. Like I'm gonna be like getting myself ready to pew pew at them.
I mean, you can take a shot now.
Oh, okay. I thought drawing your weapon is
as part of your move.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Crumbar is
awesome,
already
awesome.
holding his hammer, but to equip his shield, it
Yes,
is an
that's
action.
his natural state, but that's fine.
Yeah. So, what's the plan?
I pew pew.
Who?
Let me try to figure.
Because there is.
The lower one, yeah, because it's slightly closer. That one, yeah, it's 95 feet.
Okay, and what's your what are you shooting with? What's the weapon?
So that's one thing I'm not really sure about because I know I have these things, but I don't know if they're all like.
It'll be in your equipment section at the center, middle, bottom. There we go. Middle, bottom of your character sheet.
Because I'm sure I have short bow. That's me.
Okay, so this will be at disadvantage. So at the top of the screen, you've got normal. Change that to disadvantage. It will be in red at the top of your character sheet.
True. Yes, because it's too far. Duh. Sorry.
It's okay. Also, Kitty, mark down an arrow. I'll actually fix that for you in a second. I'll track that. Right, so Arya, pause just now. Just pause yourself just now. I'm going to go fix people with ranged weapons. Right, so let's go into Kitty's character sheet. And right, see how you've got resources above your red text box, which is the bottom right. Above that, there's resources.
Class resource?
Yep, next to it, I've put arrows there for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to
So I
type
need
in.
to take one
So
down.
yeah, total should be 20 because it's a quiver is 20. You've equipped a quiver.
Yeah.
So you're on 19. So mark one down. You should be there should be like little up and down arrows for it.
Yeah.
There we go. Good. Make sure you track that, and we'll do the same for.
Can I collect the ones that I've shot at?
You collect half rounded down after a fight if you take the time to do it.
Okay.
So try and fire an even number of arrows.
Essentially, yeah.
Not
Basically.
easy.
I'm just creating this thing for you just now, Arya.
Okay.
There we go. Can you see it now on your character sheet? It's above your ritual casting red text box at the bottom right of your character sheet.
I am checking. Yes, I see it.
Cool. Good. So, take your shot with disadvantage against this dude, and make sure disadvantage is clicked at the top, the toggle button.
It is.
And hit short bow, and the center.
Did it do it? Did I click the right thing?
No.
Nothing yet.
The attacks and spellcasting. It was middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Be in there.
See it? It's below your health.
Ha!
There we go. But yeah, that shot goes wide. That's a crit fail. Right, and mark down one of your arrows, so you're on 19 now as well.
Technically, I could bounce off the cliff and still hit them, could I not?
You could also still hit, you could still hit you guys too. Especially with a crit fail.
Gun in the air.
Wait, friendly fire's on?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much our druid out of actions as well, unless you've got any bonus actions that you're able to do.
No.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
See when it comes to melee, do you need to be like that
See-
range?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you have reach beyond 5 feet. Also, Arya, you need to mark down an arrow, remember.
Where does it say your reach?
I did. It says 19 now.
On your weapon.
One wee second.
There's
Still
a-
in the thing. I probably need to close it before it shows.
I know, I can
You
see it now. I
probably-
can see it now, it's fine. Cool. Everything's good.
Uh,
Good. Also, guys, you might want to also, I don't know, like the archers amongst you might want to track how many shots you take. I don't know if you want to, but that's on you guys. I'm not going to do that.
Did you not used to do that in the circles above the characters?
For the arrows, yes. But
Yeah.
we'll do that one step at a time.
Right. If you see your weapon you've got, if you press the cog just to the right of it, it should then tell you the reach in there, I think.
range
Yeah.
self 60 foot cone.
That is not the weapon.
Oh, that's not. It's just
That's an example.
Ah, right, okay.
So there is no range. But anyway, it's the bandit's turn. So,
Bring it on, bitch.
well, there's an orc and a monk running at them now. So the first guy's going to be like, what the fuck? And he's going to have a go at the orc first.
Fool.
I mean, I think that hits you. That exactly hits you, yeah.
You bitch. You did that deliberately.
Right, so click on your token so that
Yep.
it brings up the 3 circles. Click into the 12 and just type -5 and hit enter. There you go.
Wow, as strong as that.
What's his armor? What's your armor? It's good.
He's wearing plate
si-
armor or whatever it's called. Not
16.
heavy armor, is it just heavy armor? I can't remember what you're wearing.
It's chainmail I've got on the
Chainmail,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
so
not at disadvantage as well, though? So it should be the 8. Oh,
Let me just
am I wrong?
check that exactly because you could be very right. Nope.
Oh, sorry. Right, of course. Right, yeah.
Nope.
There's-
But see that
there's-
example there, guys? Always query things you think might have been true.
Yeah.
Please do that.
So, how do you get things like stabbing toads and things like that? And
It's a different type of attack. So that was against your armor class. Your armor class is 16, which means I need to roll better than I need to roll-
16,
I need to
right?
roll
Okay.
a 16
You
or
got to.
better. Sorry.
So what did you roll there?
I rolled a 16, which is your exact armor
Oh
class.
wow, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't do
Yep.
that.
So if you click on your character, I've made your blue numbers your armor classes for easier, like without having to jump in and out of character sheets constantly.
What's the green number? The green one?
We will probably use that for arrows, for the arrow people.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to use it as a kill count.
but yeah, so that's hit that. This next one's against the monk. Well, that's going to hit. I'll just
I
double
would
check
think
the
so.
range. Yep. Oh my god.
15 is what I'm right. Okay. Jesus crumbs.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's you down to what, 1 health?
1 health. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Ouch.
So guys, keep in mind how deadly this is. And then, right, the last guy is
Oh,
going to try
oh.
and have a go at the archer who got closest, which would be Kitty, because the other one did not get closer. And this will be at disadvantage, most likely, because it's the furthest away. But yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, misses. I don't even need to check your armor class. It's better than 7. It's 14. Yeah. So even if it wasn't a disadvantage, the 13 or whatever, yeah, it wouldn't have. Okay, that's my guys.
Okay.
So, what's the plan, Kitty?
Um.
So your monk doesn't look too good, and neither does your half-orc.
That'd be the same. Okay, so as long as I stay out of... I'll basically stay on the bridge and I'm out of range of the... How would I heal him? Do I have anything?
You tell
I
me.
think they've got spells, but
A rogue does not.
oh, sorry.
Rogue heal? What?
Yeah, I wish.
I have no way of healing. Well, I guess I'll just attack then. So I'm gonna move to behind the monk, so use him as a meat shield.
Alright, so you move
I mean,
up, yep.
What's the distance from there anyway?
And then I'm gonna
Well, from
shoot
there it's
my...
25.
No, I mean from there to there it's 70 foot. What was the disadvantage range?
over 80.
Over 80.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's great then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely mess that guy up.
Hopefully.
So you can put it back to
I
normal, the toggle button
believe
at
in you.
top, etc. If you're going to take another shot.
Yeah. So, no,
Is it the bottom guy? Yeah.
it is the bottom dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine it didn't
Nice.
hit.
It's got to hit.
It does. Yeah, do you want to click on short bow at the underneath the 21? Nicely done. I'll do
That
that.
didn't hit. I'm running the wrong direction.
I spend all of my turns going the other way, looking for some blinding light. Yep, I don't think there's any. You've got 5 feet of movement left. Okay.
5 feet, so I just take one step back.
You don't need to, but you have it if you want it. So
Well, yeah, unless I'd move back to the
there's no way to get that far back, sadly.
No, I'll just stay where I am.
Yep.
Can we
and make sure
can
you're
we see what
and
health
make-
they're at?
and make sure you're marked down an arrow.
Oh yeah.
No, because you wouldn't know that.
Alright.
you-
All we know is he's been hit.
Yeah, and it looked like a pretty decent hit as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you that much. Like, I don't mind giving you that. That looked sore, or
That-
that didn't bug him. You know. There's-
That was a badging.
Aye, not quite as bad as the monk's one. You know,
Aye.
like in a scale of 1 to 3 off, it's 3 off. How bad it was for the monk. That UK?
Yeah, that's me done.
Reach for the sun.
Yeah, I really be careful here, you know. It's I'm in a
Yeah.
horrible position straight away.
This is a
All
common
getting a
thing.
bit robotic for everybody else, or is it just me?
It's just you. Yep. This is a common thing with you two, I've noticed.
It is.
First combats
Oh.
are not your thing. Welcome back.
But I'm actually. I thought that would have disappeared, that line. It didn't.
Did you hit shift?
Okay, I need to do that. Did? No. I think I just tapped shift. Okay. Yeah.
Right, so you go there.
I'm going to save my action for a dodge.
Oh, you mean
for
you just
dodge,
gonna,
innit?
or just use your action to take the dodge action.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Cool. So do you want to put a wee marker on yourself so we know you're dodging? You'll find one that's appropriate and we'll just use that, whatever it is.
Dodge. One of these ones. Yeah. Serpentine looks interesting. Right, I'll go for that one. I'm zigzagging.
And then, that you?
Yeah, that's me.
We've
So,
got Crumbar.
I'm gonna be quite simple. Run up there, and Can you tell me how much will my lay of hands heal now?
Why don't you click the text and find out?
Forgot your paladin.
Yeah, bitch, I got your back.
So, with that pool, you can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. As an action, you can touch your target, draw from the power to restore a number of hit points to that, up to your pool.
What is my
5.
1? Oh, is it 5?
As in the whole amount of hit points you can restore is 5.
Right, okay.
And that's all in one go.
Right. Can I use lay a hand on the monk? How do I actually use it?
You can, if you want. Stu, is there any advice you would give him in return?
I actually think so.
Because that could be 5 resurrects, if you
I
will.
was just
Or
wondering,
like
is
recoveries,
it
if you
resurrecting
will.
as well?
Well, it's giving you hit HP, so...
Constructs. It does.
And
You're probably best not to at the moment. Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Wait till I'm
he could
down.
use it 5 times with 1 HP each, right?
To bring me back up, yeah.
So what
Don't worry at the moment.
I would say stay in touch range of him if you can when you go to fight people, because at this point in time, Scott, if somebody goes down, they start dying. They go unconscious, they start dying. If you give them, and if you give them 1 HP out of your 5 possible, you could touch him, give him 1, he'll be back up and fighting.
Right, sorry, I forgot that.
That's okay. It's like it does. It's a good instinct you had to use that. It's just at this point in time, tactically speaking, from a tactical game, not a story point of view, it's better to save it and let him drop and bring him back. Had he like a million buffs on him right now, I'd say, but at the moment, he's not in the worst position.
In that case,
I've had worse.
I'm a charge up to this guy with my other move.
So that's you from. So where were you? You were like 30 back, and then there. So you're there.
It was 30 to there,
and then cool.
Right.
Just a second track.
Yeah, go.
Cool. So you're now engaging that guy.
Yep.
That's cool.
He's mine.
Tell me about engagement though before he does the stupid thing.
Well, he can't do anything. He can't do anything else, so there's no point.
Right. Okay.
Like he literally can't.
What were you gonna say? Just
don't run out of range from him because he gets a free attack on you, right?
Oh yeah. That's
he actually he can't, so I wasn't worried about that. Yeah. He's done everything he can movement-wise to get there. So had he still had movement left, I would have warned him, but he doesn't.
Yeah. So if I move,
he's going to swing his hammer next time. So
if I move, Ryan knows me. So yeah. So if I move to there, he'd get like a free attack.
He does, yeah. As you're running away, can he? Yeah.
Right. So that's Crumbar. Arya.
I'm an idiot. I still can't figure out how to do the drawing thing for the distance.
That's okay.
Like, I think I'm messing something up.
So 30.
Yes. Yeah, but what do you press? Because I want to be able to do it myself, not just.
Usually Q. But it depends. You might need to set up.
Well, you tell me what you want.
I think that's what's going on. Yeah, I was just gonna go ahead a little bit and then try to like pew pew again. Maybe a bit luckier this time. Like just straight line, 30 feet, pew pew, at the nearest guy.
Perfect. If you can't move yourself, you may need to press S to be able to select your character.
I can move myself, but I can't calculate again how much exactly was.
Right. So if you're holding your token, right click where you are, and then drag them. Does that make sense?
No? I'm right clicking. I think I need to do some settings here because I've right clicked myself and then I dragged and done them.
That's okay. So you need to left click once, left click and hold to pick up. Then while holding, right click. Nope, that's not what we want.
hold down the left mouse button, move your character and right click in the destination.
Yeah, what he said.
Damn, that was quick.
I don't know if I did that right.
It's 25 that you've got one more actually, but
Cheers.
if you want.
Cool.
And again, I'm gonna try to pew pew at the closest dude to me.
So it's just a normal one, so you can make sure it's set to
Yeah.
normal at the top of your character sheet, and it's the noise.
He dies.
Normal.
Oh, click on
Die.
short bow.
24, nice.
When it means click on short bow is below the number 24. Right, sorry.
Nope, that's not it. So
No,
see
on the-
underneath the green 24 in the chat log, click the word short bow underneath the green 24 once.
Oh,
Yep. You do 10 damage.
cool.
Please tell me.
He's well.
He's got to be thinking he's had better days. I'm hoping he's got a red cross on his forehead by now.
Wait, did
That's
I
right,
actually
cool.
go from a natural 1 to a natural 20?
Yeah, just like Reach.
Yeah, yeah. And with a crit attack, you get double damage. Well, 2 rolls of damage.
Yeah,
as
it rolls
well,
your
so
damage
brilliant.
twice, which is nice. Because if you'd rolled short bow on the 6, it only does it once. But if you roll it on the 24, yeah, it does it on the twice because it's smart enough to know. Which is good. Right, okay. Anything else? You don't think you've got anything else, do you? Any bonus actions you want to do?
No.
Okay.
I think I'll stay put for now. I am close enough to people that I can get a bit closer on next turn and maybe heal or whatever. So
Plus, I mean, you're within range of the two anyway, so.
yeah, that also helps.
Banditos!
I'll just put that one down.
Right, well, these two guys have seen the fact that there's an orc in their face. And also one of them have seen that you've just, like, sniped this guy through the eye socket. So, I think one of them's going to be...
I'm hoping it's the guy that, like...
This guy
opened
is going to
fire.
go against you because sniper. 11, I don't think that hits you. Nope, you're a 13, that's fine. And then this other guy is going to be like, holy fucking orc. And whip 4, that definitely does not hit Crumbar. So it just bounces off Crumbar's chest. And then Kitty.
Yeah. I'm gonna move.
So it'll be
That
one,
sounded like
it'll be
a
one
meow.
less.
I know it wasn't a meow, but it sounded like a meow.
One less because you measure from your person, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just behind the monk.
Yeah.
Again, meat shield.
I'm starting to see a tactic here.
I'm tiny.
Meow.
Does that actually count as cover, by the way?
No.
In the game? No,
Like,
right, okay.
in certain situations, yes. No, in certain
Right.
situations, yes. There's partial cover that you can get for that.
Yeah, right.
But at this point in time, no.
Right, okay.
So I'm gonna attack this dude to the left.
So
I will.
Gonna short bow this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Fupwa. It misses.
Do a +5 as well. Wow.
Yeah, that ends my turn.
Reach.
Right, yeah.
Go on, there's a bit of momentum. There's a bit of momentum picked up.
Get right in there, can't I? Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Straight in there, right? And
Oh, the dodge is gone, right?
yeah, it's going. Yeah, there's no option of that.
And yeah, you can literally go. So you'd be like this and this, just so you know, because the tick.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
You obviously did that. Please slide over the tent.
That, then that. But yes. Asking Hutch over the table.
Nobody questions it.
Oh, he is a
Yeah.
monk.
When the
so-
camera
yeah.
switches to the other perspective, when you're sliding towards it instead of away from it, it's you're wearing like a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses for some reason. Nobody knows why. Get rid of your dodge icon as well for me.
Oh, good point. Right, that's what you were mentioning. That.
Yeah.
Good.
Because you ain't dodging no more.
Right, and I punched the bandit who's right there, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Does he even
Fwah!
hit you?
And
You
I
miss.
almost hit myself, but yeah. Right.
He just dodges out of the way, yeah. Not bad though. I
End
like.
turn.
Yep. Crumbar! What's the plan?
So, grasping my hammer in 2 hands.
And obviously this guy, this was the guy
yeah.
that hit you. This is the guy
Yeah.
that did not hit you.
And giving that prick the death stare, I run up to him.
So you're standing on fire. Do you want to be here?
I am fire.
Keep in mind, I'm teaching you guys this stuff now because soon I will just burn yous for things like that. So at this point in time, I won't do that. But you just want to be careful about where you move on the maps. And also, you can ask, going, if I stand here, will I burn? That's a valid question.
So, swinging 2 hands. I didn't see what.
Miss.
Did that happen? I missed that.
Woo!
So you just like run. Maybe it's because you step in some fire on the way. You go, my foot's hot, and then you swing with your 2 hands, but it just goes a bit too wide. Back to Arya. What are you up to?
I will once again pew 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 people.
Yeah!
Which one? Lefty or righty?
One on the left. Left.
Cool.
Cool.
Eventually I'll probably give people things like cover for that. In fact, see the way he is there just now? He'll have a +2 to his cover, just so you know. That seems fair, given the things you're shooting through. That's fine, that's the exact number you would have needed.
Yay!
Roll damage. Nicely done. Another arrow.
And
Whoppa. Are
Nice.
you gonna move anywhere or?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a bit closer as well.
Where are we going? We've got 30 foot to play with.
question, see, instead of moving, can you just do 2 attack rolls?
No, your action
Where's
is
the fun in that?
your action is your most valuable toy you have.
Yeah.
And then a move is less than that. But an action can be turned into a move, hence why you take the dash action
Right, yeah.
to get another move, etc. Do you still have the thing I shared with you a while back when we made your character? It is the cheat sheet link thing.
Oh, I have it somewhere.
It's probably
Don't-
pinned in here, actually.
I've got another kind of version there. Helps as well, but it depends.
Yeah, oh crap.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'll be back. Opened up and same
Oh, right.
window. Yeah, I got it open now.
Does help.
Yeah, I'll just save that on my
Am I
file as well, 'cause
still
it's quite
here?
handy. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Although, the interesting thing is,
Interaction, actually.
yeah, that's interesting.
Hmm.
That's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Where's this?
The right hand side of the cheat sheet, I've got the interaction one, but that's about kind of a minor action.
Arya, was there anything else you were doing, sorry?
No, I just moved closer. That was all I was gonna do
Okay,
after reviewing the dude, and obviously marking the 3rd arrow.
Oh right, okay, that's not the cheat sheet I've got.
Yeah, I would just use the one you've got, to be honest, Scott.
Yeah.
Because I need to query the interaction list, but that's fine. For the
The
most part,
one-
that's fine though. For the most part.
That's the one that I'm using.
Yeah, that's the one I would recommend. It's a good one.
Sorry, kind of went off on an absolute tangent there. Whose turn is it now?
Again, these things are here. There is a turn order for that, so it's now the bandits. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Right, okay. So
Oh. Both got short bows in their hand. Woohoo! Carry on.
so
Can
this
short
guy
bows be
here-
used for melee?
gets weirdly drops his short bow and pulls a scimitar. Funnily enough.
Right.
For mechanical reasons, guys, dropping it does nothing economy-wise, and as part of his move, he draws his scimitar. And then he attacks
Makes sense.
the monk. That does hit.
Doesn't matter what he does.
Take your damage.
Yeah, right, okay. Where's my page? Hit points.
Remember, you can do it on your token, if need be.
Yeah. There we go. Oh,
Yep. Now, guys, just so you know, what's your total health? As in your total
10.
health? Yeah.
yeah.
So if he goes to -10, he is outright dead and irrecoverable. He's currently at -4.
Is that the right one?
No, it's the first one.
Okay.
It's that one, yeah. Right. That means that he'll need to do death saving throws on his turn, or unless people can heal him. Okay?
Mhm.
Just so you know. That was that guy's turn. He's very pleased about his endeavours. And then the
Yeah.
other guy is going to have a go at Crumbar. He's going to do the exact same thing. Drop his crossbow because holy fuck, there's an orc in his face who swung a hammer at him. And then struggling pulls his scimitar out and goes Wapa! And just misses because he's probably in the swing of the hammer chucked the crossbow away, tried to pull his scimitar out and draw it across your armour. And yeah, it just clanks off your armour. Kitty.
Okay. So, do you say line of sight is an issue? Or
Depends what you're trying to
do.
Not as
Trying
much
to-
anymore because there is no no monk, blocking your view.
Okay.
Because he is now
So I
prone.
can-
The monk is fell on the floor.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
can just pew pew an arrow straight at
Cap
the
that guy.
Yep.
I will cap that guy. Bullet.
Brat, brat, brat.
Yay.
Oh,
Yeah, that
nice.
hits, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Max damage. Yeah, perfect.
Whoopah!
I have avenged you.
Are you going to walk
Yes.
anywhere or stay put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Cool.
Maybe.
So, I mean,
Good.
keep in mind that if you walk here, it means you're in a position to attempt a stabilise and heal check.
Yeah.
If
I
you
would probably rather you were
Yeah.
a little bit closer to me, but
I will move next to my meat. That is.
You can-
you.
You can tell because he moved exactly away from you when you were behind him. Yeah.
Good.
It's true.
So you should know that if you're going to do that tactic, you'll always be able to move behind him. Until his new monk movement stuff comes in. Okay, that'll
So
be
that ends
you.
my turn.
Now, you know the drill. Here's Stu. A death saving throw, please.
Yeah. Clicking my character. I think that's important. You're there somewhere.
Natural 20. Nope, but it's a success.
Good enough, though.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
It's not just good, it's good enough.
Yes.
There we go.
Does he have any other actions?
Nothing
Nope.
at all.
Nope.
That's me.
So he's got one success. If he gets another 2 of those, which is a 10 or higher on a death save, he can stabilise. Or if he gets 3 failures, he is dead. If he rolls
Perfect.
a natural 20, he'll get 1
Yeah.
HP. If he rolls a natural 1, he gets 2 fails.
But I can afford 2 fails at the
Yeah.
moment. Not
Yeah.
important. Don't worry about me at the moment at all. Deal with
And
the
Crumbar.
last guy.
In that case, in the heat of battle, I swing my axe, hammer, and miss.
Oh.
wow.
Badly.
I think we see where you got the lumps in the back of your head from.
Yeah, guys,
Swings it back to hit him.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is not entirely going to plan. Well, grit teeth and expect and embrace what's about to happen. So, I'll end my turn.
Arya. Now, keep in mind, if
I'm
you
gonna be like shaking my head, and I'm like, oh, of course this has happened. So I'm gonna get closer to
Like-
my fallen comrade.
keep in mind you've got a couple
Um,
of options, though. You could also just cast a spell and heal him from where you are.
Yeah, but isn't it?
Spells are quite a long range. You'd need to check the spell bits. You're almost definitely within range easily. And also, I've got a turn before it could possibly get
Uh,
problem.
Okay, how do you see a spell without actually casting it? Because if I click on it, then it would be casting it, wouldn't
See
it?
if you go into your spells page and then click the cog, it'll open it.
That would be the smart thing to do.
Or
Not
go to the
used to.
compendium and type in the name of the spell.
I'm so not used to clicking on spells and seeing a blank page, you know. It really
It's
scares
weird,
me.
isn't it?
Yes.
I
It really is.
don't know if I could play a character like that. What do you mean I don't have spells?
Wait, what are spells?
Yeah,
Because,
exactly.
like, I'm trying to read healing word, right? That's what I'm trying to do.
hmm
I can't figure.
So, see if you click
Oh,
on...
range 60.
Yep,
Never
there you go.
mind, range 60 feet. That's
and it's
fine.
the action that you need to look at as well. So it's 60 feet, and...
Well,
Can you see what action it costs?
oh, so it's a bonus action that it costs, so
Yeah.
I can do it and do other stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. I will do that.
Cool. So, what are we doing first?
Actually, I'm gonna pew pew first, because that makes a bit more sense to me.
Okay.
Because
Sorry, that was the Crumbar,
if the
sorry.
thing is
Don't
if the
shoot
thing
me.
is dead, then shush. If the thing is dead, then we can look into like medicine and whatever.
Keep
Yeah.
in mind that every 6 seconds out of combat, he'll have to make a check regardless. So it actually speeds things up.
Oh, okay.
Just as a point of
Is
order.
it big enough for me to heal him, or
It's not good to heal me at the moment. It's not worth
okay?
it. Get the
Okay,
last.
that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, yeah, I'll pew pew the dude.
It's a miss.
Now
Now do you want to heal him?
Yeah, why not?
It could be a bonus action, could it? Right.
It is a bonus action, yeah.
Right.
Why do you think I was able to... Well, why do you think I took that as Alatariel?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good spell. So click on that from your list. There you go. 6 healings.
Excellent.
Yay!
And that's not from -4, I'm
No,
actually at
it's
6.
6.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It goes from 0 when you're healing. The minuses are just to track how much of your body is left.
So it takes him to what, to 0, or does it actually take him to plus something?
No,
Plus
so
6.
see if he's at -4 just now. When you cast magic healing on him, he heals from 0.
Oh, right. So
Oh,
he's
nice.
so he's
Yeah.
at 6 then.
Yeah, exactly. And
The
he's still...
reason why we were worried about the -4 was if they were to hit me and us to go to -10, then I would just be dead, full stop.
Yep.
That's,
No rolling, just dead. No
Yeah.
bringing back unless she's had high level clerics with expensive diamonds.
Yeah.
Right, but that's him there. On your spell sheet, you should have first level spells slots to current 2 or whatever it's called. Make sure that only says 1.
Yeah.
And then we will have that tracked because you've cast one of your daily spells. Alright, so currently it says 0. That should be at 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm changing right now.
Nice. And anything else you're doing with your turn?
No, sorry, no.
Let me just double check. There we go. Perfect. Good. Right. And I mean, he's got an orc problem right now, so
Well,
Oh yeah, he does.
cream doesn't help with that, I can tell you.
he's not doing so good with that orc problem.
Ding.
Oh, to be honest, the orc problem isn't doing too good with him either.
No, but it's keeping yourselves busy because you're both really bad at hitting each other. But what that looks like in the fiction is that your swords, or his sword and your hammer, are clanging off each other. Armor's getting it in wrong places. So,
Or it's the Three Stooges poking at each other's eyes. Yeah, it's one or the other. But yeah.
so are you Mo on the ground, or after your Hawaiian shirts like slide? Yeah, so that's the bandit's turn. It's Kitty's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fire my short bow at the only enemy remaining.
Carry on. What? Nice.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nicely done.
That might even be it, is it? Is that his first damage? No,
yeah.
is it?
He's still up, but that looked sore.
Great.
I took an arrow to the knee.
Moving or anything else, Kitty?
I'm gonna put my short bow away
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
when I'm done.
Reach. Would you like
Right.
to stand up for half your movement?
Yes.
Cool. You may do so. Unboot thyself.
There we go.
Right.
Right, cool. I can reach there with 15, so going round the fire. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can
And-
your way round.
Yes. I'll try punch him.
Yep.
Yes,
Nice,
at
that
last. Right.
That's what you rolled to hit last, didn't it?
4. That might be it.
Do you want to know something?
It's just one off or something, is
It
it?
was just right.
Oh, just enough.
Boo! I
Great.
didn't get to kill anything.
No, but
You
you
got to hit your hammer a
but
lot.
you tanked, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
So
which is very useful. That
Yeah.
was the tank in the last fight we had.
yeah, it's scary.
No one appreciates the time.
So we close on this, right? We can come back to
All
this
around
scene.
my things.
Yep, so people who have
Okay.
lost arrows, you get half rounded down. So if you fired 3, you only get, 1 back. If you fired 4, you get 2. So
I
deal with
fired 4.
deal with your arrows now for me, so I don't have to think about it going forward. And then write in the chat, arrows recovered. Because if you write that in the chat, it means you don't get to add more numbers next session. Okay? Cool. So that at least tracks things. Trust me, you'll thank me in the future for this when next week or in 10 months' time when we play a second session. We we all panic and go, what did we do with the things? It'll be in the chat log. The other thing is you'll probably loot these guys. We'll deal with all that in a second. I just want to montage us to the closing scene, okay? And then
Can we loot these guys, or are we doing that next
that's
time?
literally what I said. We'll come back to all that. We'll do a flashback to all that next session at the start of the next one.
Okay.
But I want to do the closing scene. So
That's cool.
you travel on. You come up against this very kind of very much like Tangled, hidden grotto tower thing in the middle of nowhere. Very, as I said, very unguarded, strange. These guys, after looting them, of course, you discovered imperial sigils of the Wizard King. So clearly these guys were dressed as poor bandit type people just camping out on the road, but were in fact soldiers of the king.
Oh.
So by the way, just so you know, you just killed some soldiers of the king.
Awesome.
They
just-
killed them.
Chosen sides, yeah.
So, yep, that's happened. You just get up to this tower, and then again, just stone building, wooden door, looks like something you could happen across in a woods anyway, without being anything. But obviously, these are drawn in. You head in, and there's like a fire in the corner, there's like a whole bunch of books on the wall, kind of like no name or anything on the covers of them, just bound books on the wall. And then you hear like footsteps creaking upstairs. So there's like a little staircase that goes up at the back of the room, big circular room. And what do you do?
So the footsteps
Look
going away
around.
from us.
So there's
Hello.
you're in the bottom of this tower. It's a fireplace, a lot of books, and a staircase in the back going up. And you hear creaking upstairs as if footsteps.
Well, I draw my rapier.
Yep.
Um,
I would like to have a look upstairs.
I want
investigate.
to. Yeah, I want to investigate upstairs to who's there.
Stealth. I
I'm
would try
looking
and
around to
stealth
see
it.
if I get any clues of like how many people there might be. Like for example, if there's like 2 cups of tea, it kind of makes me think that there's 2 people in here.
So
You
you
know,
don't
that sort
have
of thing.
time to do investigation, but you could roll perception
Okay.
for like a quicker glance. So if you want to do that, yep, go for it.
And just a superficial thing.
Yeah.
One sec.
Like investigate would be like turning over the "who was here last" type scene, but you don't have time to do that at a glance. But with a
Oh, wow.
perception of 23, yeah, it only sounds like there's one person in this place besides you guys.
Cool.
Stealth up the stairs. Try and see if you can see who it is.
I'm like very quietly like raising one finger like to whoever might of the guys might still see me.
Cool.
Yeah, give me a stealth roll then, Reach. Okay, and up you go then.
Should I do a stealth roll because I'm the stealthiest of?
It's only if you're going to follow him, but Reach is about like he's already at the bottom of the stairs now. So, what's the plan for everybody else? Are you going to let him do his thing, or?
I want to just barge up the stairs past them.
Okay.
I don't have time to wait.
You also roll at disadvantage with stealth checks, so
Yeah, so
because of your armor. But yeah, so
can I do that?
I mean, if that's what you would do, if you haven't pre-discussed this going in, yep, that's what happens.
I'd rather you stayed where you were, but
Too late. I'm arrogant.
Well, no, like here's the scene then, right? The scene is that Reach moves up to the bottom of the staircase, goes to stealth up, turns back. Crumbar goes to take a step forward. Reach says stop with his hand. Does Crumbar stop or carry on?
He brushes him aside and carries on.
doof, 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 doof.
Right, okay, so
Such stealth.
up the stairs. Who's all going up the stairs with Crumbar?
Me.
Behind him, me as well.
Yeah. And then Arya.
I'll grudgingly follow. So I was like, I was tempted to see if there's maybe perhaps other escapes or something, like like throwing something out the window and like going down by that rope. But then I was like, they're going upstairs. Might as well.
So yeah, okay, yep.
You
You
fly up into the sky and see the whole map.
no, not quite. I just want to have that because we're no longer in that space anymore. That's all. Right, you all head up the stairs. It's a very simplistic bedroom. Maybe like a bit more comfy than like a peasant or like serf or whatever would have. But yeah, it's cozy enough. And there is I don't know, maybe 10 years old small boy there who like pivots on the spot and turns to you, and then like face lights up like in I don't mean like a lamp, but just like smiles, and the smile kind of goes quite wide, and he's like, "Hello," and then kind of waves with his arm, and like his sleeve, his big kind of baggy sleeve, kind of like jostles. Yeah.
Oh, look, a human cub.
Yeah. He's obviously seen a half-elf charging up the stairs before then.
Well,
That's-
Well, I mean, like the very fact that the four of yous have all like randomly tumbled over each other to get upstairs first, and then yous have all piled up, and then you see this like 10-year-old turn around, smile and wave, "Hi."
Hello, little boy.
Really, a 10-year-old child?
Why is that the question
Trust
everyone
me,
asks?
They're
It's a
deadly,
mimic.
by the way.
It's like, people can glamour. They can hide their true selves.
Can I use Divine Sense against?
Yeah.
How do I use Divine Sense?
You tell me.
It'll be you can make it bigger and look at it.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to actually work out how to use it.
I'm talking about
Is
divine sense.
I know.
but,
use the roll for it.
Right. So it says here. Let's see.
You can use this feature a number of times equal to plus.
As an
1.
action, you can open your awareness. So basically, use an action. So 6 seconds worth of concentration, and then
What?
within that area, you know celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet that are not behind total cover. So basically, in this room, you would know if anything's a celestial, fiend, or undead.
Mhm.
But the walls and stuff would stop you knowing outside now. If you were outside, you'd get like 60 feet. Besides things that are behind like total cover. Total cover is
Okay.
like a wall. or like a full tree
Right,
branch or
right.
a tree trunk, sorry, etc.
So that just do a charisma roll for that then, or
It just says you can just, as long as you're willing to, like, if it was in combat, it would take an action, which is the cost of it.
right, okay.
But it's out of combat, so it's just your moment. You do that. I don't know,
Hmm.
like, what does activating your divine sense look like? Do your eyes glow? Does your veins glow? Do you just grit your teeth more? Like, do you start to vibrate? Do you get Daredevil style senses? You tell me. How does it look?
Just, it's more of just like a hard cut. See when like you're sizing somebody up,
Mhm.
kind of like that, almost like a Spidey sense.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
staring at the boy, and I'm starting to worry he might scare him.
Yeah, but he's really staring at him right now. Really staring at him.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so
So I say,
no,
hello.
wait for it, because we're doing something. We're in the middle of something. So you activate this, and you do not sense any celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet of you.
Hmm. I take a step back from the situation, simply
Is it-
quoting that children are not children are not a care of mine. Somebody else deal with them.
Does he hear heavenly music, by the way? No.
No.
Right, okay.
He, as I said, his divine sense gets nothing on this.
Divine sense dissipates, and I just take a step back.
So yeah.
Someone deal with this small boy.
I approach the boy because by now, like, a bit, I can kind of think that he might have scared him. So I'm like, hello, do you live here?
And the kind of like, the kid like looks around as if taking in the room for like the first time, and goes, "I guess for now I do."
How long have you been here for?
And he kind of like goes and kind of does that and like over exaggerated kid way of thinking. And then he says, "I've been here a while," and just kind of nods as if, yeah, that's the right answer. Like kind of like his like, you know, firm lips and scrunched up nose. He's got kind of, as I said, long black hair. I actually have an image. The image might look way more intense than intended, but yeah, we'll get to that. But it's just a kind
Well,
of
could be a-
longish black hair, kind of like blue kind of tunic over like just a white top, and just like, you know, kind of normalish looking clothes, you know.
That
For a
could be a
first
few hours to a few years of his magic.
And like, I mean, if that's what you were saying in character, the kid's like, oh, "Do you know magic?"
Not personally.
And he kind of like looks a bit disappointed and kind of scrunches up his nose. And he's like, "I like magic." And kind of like nods.
So do I. Oh,
And he kind of smiles.
I'm
at that.
Arya. What's your name?
And like he turns back to you, if you're the closest to him. And he goes, "Hello, Arya," and like puts his hand out very like professionally.
Oh, I return the gesture.
And like he's kind of like puffed out his chest a little. And then he shakes your hand. And he says, "My name is Eremos."
Nice to meet you, Hermos.
He kind of like nods, and like his hair like falls over his shoulders when he nods.
Oh,
There he's
I was
gone.
not in character, but yeah.
Yeah. And then
So, your parents around? Anyone who looks after you?
and he kind of like looks confused at that question. He's like, "Who looks after you?"
Well, that wasn't the question I was asking. I was asking you that, but
we look after her.
And he kind of nods at that, like, because he likes you because you like magic. So he kind of like nods as if, yeah, that makes sense. And he goes, "Why are you here?"
well, we passed some bandits on the way in. We thought, you might be
Bandits. And he looks excited at that.
Oh no, kid, these aren't good bandits.
That's not the sort of excitement you'd want.
I giggle and say, well, they're not bandits anymore.
What are they now? Did you use magic on them?
We use something.
We
Actually, no, good old fashioned metal and wood. Mostly metal. But
Some fists.
and fists, good point.
Snaps arrow off from shoulder at this point. But yeah, and the kid's just kind of like looking between you all, like he's getting really weird responses that he's not really sure how to process because he's a 10-year-old boy and you're giving him cryptic, hilarious answers. But like he's not so sure about the cat person. Like like obviously the cat person kind of snapped back at him, so he's not really sure about that. Like Arya is very polite and introduced herself. Reach likes magic, and then there's a big interesting looking thing in the back giggling. So, like, so far that's the room.
So are you learning about magic?
Oh
Good question.
no, and he kind of like shakes his head, and like his hair kind of like jostles over his shoulders and down his back.
Is this not a good place to learn about magic?
And he kind of looks around, and like, you can see him kind of like looking over because this is like almost like a mezzanine style, like tall part where there's a tiny part of the upstairs that looks down to the ground. It's the part where the fire would be to let the heat up, and he kind of looks over. And he's like, "No, there are some interesting books downstairs, but no, I'm not here to learn magic.
What are you here for?
I have to stay out of the way. I have to hide
hide from who?
everyone."
Oh,
Why?
you've not done a good job of that.
Oh.
And then he kind of like scrunches his nose up, and he's like, "Why?" And he's looking straight at UK.
Well, because we found you.
Are you
Good
everyone?
hiding there. What?
No, but we've met everyone.
There, you're stopped again.
And then like he smiles at you again.
I kind of like shoo at the cat, like kind of like. Oh wait.
And like the kid's quite excited at the fact that like, oh, you've met everyone. That must have taken you forever.
Took a while.
He's
Bored of the.
And he's like, who were the bandits? What were their names?
We didn't ask them.
I'm not asking you. And he
Ah,
puts his hand up
Bob.
to the cat.
Robber Rob and Bill the Bandit.
Can I chime in?
Well, you can do, but he runs off to like his desk upstairs, and you see him grab a quill and start writing that down.
Could be a story.
I chime in that we're getting
I
nothing.
chime in.
Yeah, pretty much.
People ever heard of?
We're getting nothing out of this kid. He's mentioned book downstairs. I'm going to go and investigate.
I love this.
It's
I love
very-
that the half orc is gonna go read.
Is
So,
there somebody else that was here that used to read those books?
Oh no, I've read them. And he finishes scribbling his names down. He kind of like
There's quite a
scroll.
lot of books there, yes.
Yeah, like as I said, like to give you an example, it was like if you imagine like a 5, maybe 4 meter wide shelf, and it's like the length of the wall full of books.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Does somebody come here and bring you books?
No. I wrote them.
You
Thought you
wrote
said you was
books
10.
on magic.
No. Books and all sorts of things.
How do you know all these sorts of things?
And he puffs out his chest again. Because I'm clever.
Now I'm curious and I want to go downstairs and I would kind of assume he follows us or at least he.
No, I mean, you
like,
tell me what you're doing, I'll tell you
activity.
what happens.
Okay, and I'm like, what do you think? Which one's your favorite? Which one are you most proud of?
I've not written
Tell
that
me.
one yet.
Okay, of the ones you've written, which one do you like best?
And then he's like, that's a hard question. and he sits on the edge of the bed and like crosses his hands, but puts one of his hands up to his chin and stares at the ground. He's like,
You're going to be there for a while.
Is there any type of roll I can do to determine what I find down the stairs?
What are you looking for?
Investigate. If
I'm looking at the books.
Yeah, you can go up to the books. Like, you don't need to roll investigate to at least pick a book up and look at it, right? So yeah.
So I go down and look.
Like, none of them seem to be like named in any way either. They're just
oh right.
like
Okay.
see, like if you stumble across someone's journal collection. But
How
they're
many
all by,
books? How many books?
it's a lot of books.
A lot of books.
As I said,
like-
the shelves are like 4 meters wide, by like 1 book deep, and then however tall this place would be. This place is maybe about 8 foot, 9 foot, probably 10 foot tall, right? This room, so it's head to toe books. I don't
Okay.
know why I'm using feet and meters, but go figure.
I go looking at the book. I pick up a big black book and start to read through it.
Right, so all the books are kind of like just leather bound, so there's no black ones. They're just all kind of like brownish, kind of tanned hide.
Oh right, okay.
As I said, they all look similar, or like nondescript.
I pick up a book at random.
Yeah, and you open it up, and the page blank.
Page is blank. Okay, I put that back and pick up the next book.
Yep.
Right beside it.
Page is blank.
Ask the boy. Presume the boy's still upstairs, is he? Or is he
Yeah.
came down? Right, okay. Ask the boy in Elvish what's his favourite colour.
You ask him that, yeah?
Yeah, in Elvish.
He kind of looks up at you and goes, "You speak Elvish."
Yeah, right, okay. Say, in Dwarvish, also speak Dwarvish.
And what do you say in Dwarvish to him?
Well, the words are, I also speak Dwarvish, but I say that using Dwarvish.
And he goes, "And you speak Dwarvish."
Bollocks. Okay.
Where does it? What language? Where's the languages?
Bottom left area of your character sheet, it'll be proficiencies.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's distracted him from the "what's your favourite" question, because he was in the middle of thinking that, and then you've been like, "What's your favourite colour?" in Elvish. He's like, "Oh, you're speaking Elvish." People don't come here and speak Elvish to me, you know.
No.
I angrily say to him in Orcish then, while throwing the book on the floor, and he's like, "Well, I speak Orcish as well, but there's nothing in these books."
"Please don't drop my books." And he like runs over to like the mezzanine kind of balcony type part and kind of looks down and is shouting down into the lower room. He's like, "Don't drop my books. They don't like to be dropped. They don't like to be
Back
read
to-
either."
Back to speaking in
Don't like you dead.
back to speaking in English or Common or whatever. It's
Common.
Yeah, Colin.
back to speaking in Common. I ask him why care so much about a book when there's nothing in them.
Oh, the books are full.
What are the books full of in common? We're all speaking common again.
And he kind of turns around and he's like, "Words." And he looks like really like incredulous, I think maybe is the word for that. He's just like, "They're full of words."
No pictures? No illustrations?
And then he kind of looks a bit like almost like embarrassed. He's like, "I'm not very good at drawing." And kind of shakes his head a little, like that annoys him.
Are they
Takes
still up the stairs?
I think
or are they...
everybody's still upstairs except
Yeah.
Arya, who started going downstairs, I believe.
Yeah, because he wasn't following me. I asked him to come show me his favorite one.
Oh,
Well, you asked him what his favourite book was, and he sat in the bed and thought about it, and then Reach
Yeah.
distracted him by speaking Elvish and Dwarven.
I know, right?
it did.
I come back up the stairs holding one of the book in my hand and ask him
And I follow him.
if there's words in these books, then read it to us and throw the book. Throw the book.
Throw the book at him. Wow!
Pass the book to him.
Right in the spine. What? I know, book puns.
Oh god, I just got that.
Alright, so what is it you say? Just read us the book?
Yeah,
or-
so I've basically gone up and go, well, if these are full of words, then read us some and pass them the book.
Yeah.
Please.
So like he takes the book from you, and then like he opens the book, and you can clearly see it is full of ink. Like it's full of it. Like and he just kind of like randomly, absentmindedly like flicks through it, and then looks at the book, and then closes it again, and then says, "No," and then hands like Reach the book, because I think Reach is closest to him at this point.
Right. I'll open
So-
the book, have a look.
Yep.
Sorry, can I just grasp the concept? So when I looked at it, the pages were blank.
Yep.
And when he's looked at it, the pages were full.
Yes, and he's kind of
Yes.
absentmindedly flicked through it, and they're all full, and then you can see that they're full.
Right, yeah, so we can see
Yeah.
that they're full as well.
Yep.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't worry, I would let you know if I was saying, from the audience's point of view, they can see that the kid can read this book, but you can't. ... No.
Right.
No. But we're not
So
doing that.
basically, it only shows up when the kid's holding them.
Oh, so far.
Well,
But we
curious.
don't know.
Can I
Reach is
read
not
it?
opening it just now,
Yeah.
so we'll find out.
So then, yeah, like, Reach, you open the book, you look through it, it's blank.
Yeah.
And then the kid goes, huh. Like, he's shocked at this. He's like, they don't want to be read by you. And he looks very, like, that's
Oh.
obvious.
That's a pity. I was wanting to read it, but here you go.
He's like, no.
Passing-
And he, like, as you pass it to him, like, he does that thing where he pushes it back to you, and he's like, no. If you want to read it, maybe I'll let you read it one day. And he says, like, you can keep that.
Thank you very much.
So add
That's-
that to your inventory, please.
Hope one day I can read it. Yeah.
And it could be,
Book for the kid.
One random book that doesn't really want to be read.
yeah.
Is it a weight to it, by the way?
Like, no, nothing
Yeah.
specifically consequential.
Yeah.
Maybe if you'd taken like a pile of them, but yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, a book that doesn't want to be read. Yet.
Can take a door? Who wants to have a wee look downstairs at some of the other books? Somebody come with me.
Please be careful with them, the kid says.
I will be very careful. Rob's the precious.
Hermos, do you think maybe they won't want to be read by anybody but you?
Right, go down. Right.
He kind of like shrugs as if, oh, like in the way a kid would do.
Who chooses who the book get read?
Going down.
How do the books choose who they want them to get read by? If that makes sense.
I love the way you're wording it because it feels like Crumbar is trying to word it to us, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm doing this deliberately.
It's so
Oh,
Uh-huh.
good. Well done.
so
Yeah.
good. I love it. And then the kid's like, the books decide. All books decide that. And he kind of shrugs it off as if everybody knows that.
See, downstairs, if anybody followed me, I want to tell you something.
Yeah, I followed you.
Right, great. I think this kid is the weapon. I think he's a lot older than what he looks.
Yeah, I don't think he's a 10-year-old child. Or a
He's-
human child, anyway.
We know the weapon is a spear, duh.
Yeah, well.
But that might not be his final form.
Sorry, that was not meant to be in character, but yeah. I don't think Arya would actually say duh, but yeah.
And then, like, you hear from like the top of the stairs, because the kid's obviously sat at the top of the stairs to listen to you guys, let's face it.
Because, them bandits weren't bandits, they were working for the king.
Yeah, they were like imperial people, yeah, for the king. Or royal guards, I guess, instead of imperial, royal.
Yeah.
The kid's like, you're looking for a weapon, like excitedly, because again, it's a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, I've said all.
What was that, Arya?
We need to keep it safe.
Weapons aren't safe though, and he kind of like shakes his head, like everybody knows that.
Weapons are safe. It's the people who use them that aren't.
That's not true. If a sword drops on you, it still hurt.
It's a fool that drops a sword.
And he kind of like stops to think, like he's, that's an extra line to his thought process.
Ask him if he knows anything about powerful weapons.
Are you saying this to someone in character,
Yeah,
or just as a player?
So I'm saying that to the kid,
Yeah.
or asking it.
Do I
to the
just
kid.
say it to the kid? Be in character.
Yeah. So to the kid, I turn around and ask him. He seems to know a lot. He seems to write books on a lot of things. Does he know anything about great and powerful weapons?
Who's he? The kid says to you.
Do you know anything right?
Do you know anything about great and powerful weapons?
And he kind of like stands up from the top of the steps that he was sitting on, and he goes, and he kind of like waves at the bookshelf. It's like, all of them are great and powerful weapons. Like, and he just looks at Reach and Arya, and then kind of avoids contact with Kitty, and says, "Knowledge is a really powerful weapon. Everybody knows that."
That's true. That is
I-
true. When
I
did you
find
start
that-
writing these books?
And he kind of looks confused again, like he's struggling to be able to answer that. And he's like, a while ago.
How long does it take you to write one book?
Depends on the book. And he kind of
On
shrugs.
average. Yeah, on average.
And he sits and he thinks, and he's like, And he says, "How old are you?" And he looks at you, Reach.
Yeah, give me a sec. I do know this one.
Your age should be in your.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm a decent age. I'm 60 years old.
And he's like, "I take less than that." And he kind of nods.
To write one book?
No, to write all of them. And waves at like his
Oh.
collection.
how old are you exactly?
"I'm 10 years old." And he looks really proud about it.
Is that 10 years old in our time?
Well, cats age 5 times the rate of a person. So and he just gets lost in mumbling.
I'm really sorry to everybody. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to do this in character. Please don't laugh too much. How long have you been 10 for?
For fuck's sake.
And he's like, "How long were you 10 for?"
Well, just a year, but never mind.
And he kind
And
of
you
like
can tell
nods.
that she's thinking about something, but
Yeah.
you just.
And he nods though, like when you're like about a year, and he's like, "Yeah," as if that makes sense to him too.
Is it only books that you have here, or is there other things?
He like picks up a cup that's on like the table, so he walks down a bit during this conversation, so this makes sense. Then picks up a cup from one of the tables and holds it up. It's like, "This is a cup." Just
walked into that
specifically
one.
to Crumbar.
Yes.
Well, is there anything that you're? Sorry, I'm getting tired. Guys. Is there anything else that you're proud of owning, such as these books?
"My name," and he just nods and puffs out his chest again.
And why is your name so
mean
important?
anything?
It's who I am. If you didn't have your name, you wouldn't be you.
If I didn't have my hammer, I wouldn't be me. Uh,
Is that your name? My hammer.
no, my hammer. No, I wasn't actually saying that. I was saying white.
I think you might have.
I mean,
Internally, maybe.
so yeah, like, does anybody ask him anything else on that?
Yeah.
Do you know any boys here of your age? Do you have any friends?
What's a friend?
It's heartbreaking.
Do you know
Yeah,
the
way to pull at the heartstrings.
Do you know the Wizard King? Is that somebody you're hiding from as well?
No, he's the one who told me to hide.
Yeah.
How do you know the Wizard King?
And he kind of like, as if he's never thought about it before, like, "I've always known the Wizard King."
Trust
Do
me,
you
you're
consider
not
the
wrong.
Wizard King to be your friend?
What's a friend? You're still not sure what that word means.
Somebody that'd help you no matter what.
Someone you enjoy being around?
Somebody that cares about you and you care about them too.
The first two, yes. You can nod to the first two.
So does that include enjoy, like being around?
So, whatever the first two things you said were something like people you like being around,
Yeah,
and
help.
people that you'll help, but not people that care for you.
Right.
That's his opinion of the the Wizard King and his relationship. But then he didn't know the word friend before, so maybe he doesn't understand what caring is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How long were you with the Wizard King for?
And he starts to like look off to the side, and he's like, "I think my whole life." And he kind of nods.
Is the Wizard King your father?
He kind of laughs. He's like, "No, no, no. The Wizard King only has one kid, and she's a princess."
Where's your mother?
And he like looks, and he's like, "As if what?" He's not even saying it. He's just looking at you like, open mouth.
Every kid has a mother. Do you know where yours is?
Do you know where yours is? And he shrugs. He sets the cup down.
Actually, no, I'm an orphan, but I think, yeah.
Are you not a kid then?
Not anymore, no.
He goes, I can't be a kid then, because I don't have a mum.
What
Or,
happened
I
to
think
her?
he'd say mother. He'd repeat the word you used. He wouldn't say mum. He'd repeat the word mother.
What happened to her?
I don't know. Shrugs.
If you don't have a mother, do you have a father?
And he kind of does the same look as if it's the same type of question you're asking where you said, what's a friend, what's a mum, what's a dad? And he's like, I don't know these words. So yeah, he still looks confused.
Okay, moving on. Who taught you how to write?
Oh, I taught myself. He looks proud again.
You taught yourself?
Mm-hmm.
What language do you write in?
All of them, I guess.
At the same time?
No. And he looks at you like you're silly.
I'd like to watch you write a book if that would be okay.
Sure. And he kind of just like shrugs.
Can we go do that now?
He's like, okay. And then runs upstairs and gets his like quill and ink. What do you say while he's upstairs when you might have a moment where you could say things in private briefly?
Well, he's been taken at a young age.
I
He's
don't know how,
important, yeah.
but
He's important to the Wizard King.
To the king.
Yeah.
And
He's wrote 1,000+ books, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 books, by the way. Even quick writer would be at least a couple of weeks, I would think, even writing a quick book at the quickest.
Do you think the bandits were guarding this place?
I think they were. I mean, if they were disguised as bandits.
They were disguised as bandits and they were the wizard's men.
And he is hiding from everyone except for the Wizard King. So, he's either, if he's not what we're looking for, he's a direct key to what we're looking for.
If it's not the thing that's been glamoured to look like something else, then he's definitely the key to unlocking it.
I mean, the thing is as well is he's clearly important to the king, so we could always use him as kind of bargaining chip.
Yeah.
Instant enemy to the Wizard King. We've stole this child you like.
Yes.
Love
Well,
it.
my plan is to hopefully, if we can, when he seems to be reading or writing, the writing appears.
Bag over the head.
So I'm hoping that we can read what he's writing as he writes it,
Yeah.
in the hope that that can give us some insight into what kind of stuff he's writing about.
Okay. Anything else you want to say in private just before we bring him back down?
No, can't think.
Can
of
I hit
anything.
him with my hammer?
I recommend against that.
Okay, so it's 3 against 1. Here's what I'm hearing. So I'm gonna hit him with a hammer.
Probably 3
Can I
against
just
2.
say, like, while everything's going on, my tail is like trying to knock things off shelves.
Yeah.
And I'm turning around, putting them in place. Like, God, stop it.
Yeah, but I like
please.
that as you
Please.
turn around to like pick things up from the ground stuff, it's obviously moving other stuff. Definitely.
Tail's hitting something else.
It's like an episode of Benny Hill, let's face it.
I love the fact that your tail is like codependent.
Is this dead or not? You know?
Independent, maybe.
But yeah, so the kid like runs back downstairs. He's got like a bunch of like parchment scrunched up, like puts it there, kind of like pushes away like some like plates, like a plate and a cup and stuff like that aside to make room. And he's like, "Are you looking?" Like kind of like
Yes.
points at Crumbar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please show
Look
me.
as well.
And then
Show me your writing.
he like sits the ink down, and then there is like no ink in this ink pot, by the way. Just so you know.
Hmm.
He sits
I
it down.
ask him to write about what he thinks we should do next.
Yeah, that's not how writing a book works. And then he looks like dismissive of you and goes, dips the quill into the like as if there was ink in the pot. And you hear it like do that clink 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 sound. And he goes to start writing, and then yeah, ink comes from the quill and just hits the paper, and then none of you can read it.
Ask him where
Even
he got.
as he's being written, like even if
You just can see it being.
are
You
watching
can
him
you can see
write,
him write, but it doesn't make any sense.
Ask
because
him
it's
where.
in a different language, or because it doesn't like
I mean,
his writing is ugly, or I don't
if
know.
it's a language, you don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Ask him who gave him the ink or where he got the ink from. Sorry, I don't know why I'm asking you to ask him. I asked the boy where he got the ink from.
Right, okay. So just what you can do in that instance is you can be first person about this, Scott, and you can just say, "Boy, where did you get the ink?" Instead of
Yes.
saying, "I do this." You don't need to declare
Oh,
it.
right, okay, no worries.
It's a weird mental thing, trust me. Everybody does it in RP at some point, where they go, "Well, my character would do this." I'm like, "Okay, we'll do it." I do it. No, well, just do it. He's like, okay, I pick up the hammer. Okay, cool. It's a weird mental state to get a bit of work, but anyway, so yeah.
I think it's one of those things that, see, when you're playing it in, I was going to say real life, but when folk are around you, you can kind of see, you can kind of judge
When
a
you're
bit better.
pretending in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're pretending in real life, you can see when somebody's going to jump in and say something. Right,
Carry
boy, where did you get the ink from?
And then he looks up at you and he's like, and then he looks back and he's like, "It's in the quill," and holds the quill up.
Then who gave you the quill?
And he kind of looks at it. Huh. It was a gift, I think, when I was young.
Do you remember who gave you it?
No. But one of the books might. And then he like runs away like through the like as if under your arms, you know, and like past you to the bookshelf. And then you see him like going, and like rubbing kind of like his hand across all the books as if to say, which one is it? And then like he goes down to like right the bottom corner and pulls out a book and then just sits like cross-legged with the book in his lap, like flicking pages over really fast. The book's like half the size he is. And then
So I noticed he took it from the bottom corner, right? And I asked him, "Are these in order? Are the bottom ones the ones you wrote first?"
No. And he kind of looks at the shelf. He's like, "The books are," and he kind of waves his hand at them. He's like, "There is an order. I don't know it, but there is an order." And he looks back over the pages really excitedly. And then he just starts like moving all the pages over. And you can see like there's ink on each page as he's going. And he's like looking down. And then he looks up. And he's like, "Look, right here." And it's like the very last page of this book. And he holds it up. And you can all see, because obviously he's holding the book.
Ah, yeah.
And it says, and weirdly, you can understand it too.
What does reading the book? What does it say?
Yeah, the weirder thing is that it's not like you could look at Elvish and read Elvish. You're looking at the ink and you understand it.
What sorry, you cut out a wee bit there?
I said there, it's not like you're reading Elvish and you know you're reading Elvish, but it's you understand the ink when you're looking at it. So it's still not a language you recognise, regardless of being able to understand it.
Right, okay.
What does the ink say?
And a woman in a grey hood called Celeste gave me a quill. And she said, write something worthwhile. And then the book is signed, Eremos, the Black-Fanged Spear.
Mhm.
And that's where we end the session.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
So,
Who was it that called it?
So,
Me.
so just
good,
so you just
good.
know, we ran way over, so thank you everybody for sticking with me so
Yeah.
far. But
Especially if you've got flights tomorrow.
yeah, but before we do that,
Oh,
what
no.
would you like to name the session? Because I like to do that as a group as well.
And I hit it with my hand.
Yes.
Well, there was
No, even better. I tried to eat the kitten.
see the ones that I wrote down were not though not by choice. I really liked as a phrase, and overconfidently. I really enjoyed.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I always try and track stuff like that if I think it would be a funny session title. I mean, other options are Hello, my
can't
name is
remember when-
Elvis.
Though not by choice was mentioned. I can't
It
remember
was-
when that was.
It was the hooded woman said it to you guys. It was a enemy of mine, though not by choice.
I think it's a good start. I like that one, though not by choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, we'll go with that for now, though not by choice, and we'll maybe add some ellipsis into that as well. I'll upload that when I can. Guys, very briefly then, we'll go down the list and we'll do a very quick what you enjoyed about the game. But you can keep it as brief as you want or as long as you want, but I'm just aware of time for folks. So, Arya, we'll start with you. Anything in particular stand out for you? First of all, thanks for playing as well.
Thank you. Had tons of fun. I think so far I very much like the kids. Like I feel that I was asking too many questions. Sorry if I was, guys. It just made me very too curious, and I do realize that some of them might have been very out of character for somebody like me that's like mostly in the forest on her own, not really interacting with people. But I think that she sees him as like a man cub, and she just wants to know how
There you
he
go
works
as well.
because
Just so you know.
she has learned a lot by.
Oh, is that the kid?
It's just a piece of art that was the exact outfit I had in my head for the kid. The same long black hair, except you can ignore the background. The background's way more dramatic than this kid has. But yeah, that's essentially
Cool.
the little boy.
Oh wow! Though I have to say, it does look a bit like a little girl to me. But
The art is definitely of a little girl, but
Oh, okay,
the
cool,
kid
cool.
you're dealing with is definitely androgynous
Yeah.
enough to.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I very much like the fact I felt like he was like some sort of an onion that we were all peeling at, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
That's a good description, actually.
Yeah.
He was a bit of an onion.
Yeah, that was good. What about you?
Yeah.
Without the tears, though. I mean, there were bits where he made us quite sad, but yeah.
What about you, Sophie? And again, thank you for playing.
My favourite interactions have been with Crumbar, where he's just like trying to eat the cat, and it's just like, no, can you not? In fact, no, my favourite bit was when he was playing the pan flute really badly.
Yeah, you pounce on him.
Yeah, just trying to like steal it away to break it.
Oh.
Well, I hope I was worth the wait, Sophie.
Well, what about you, Stu? And again, thank you for playing.
Two bits not dying. That was quite good, especially when I was close-ish
Yeah.
at one point. But yeah, also the kid was well done. But yeah, I was thinking it was the Matrix kid. It's got a spoon.
Just
It's
try to
like-
realise the truth. There is no
Yes.
spear. Oh, good. And
I enjoyed that.
awesome. What about you, Scott? And also, thank you for playing.
Oh, cheers, man. Like it's been ages since I've actually played D&D. So good to try and get back into it. I like the bit where you kind of trapped me in a gaze at the start. I was like, yep, that's definitely something that would happen to me. Again, I like the bit of the campsite and stuff like that as well. And just
Yeah.
when you did introduce like the wee boy, I was like, crap, how am I going to deal with this? Because it's a situation I can't just hit
But
with
then
a
that's
hammer.
I like the idea that Crumbar's like, no, I'm out. This is somebody else's
Yeah.
job. This part.
Essentially, yeah, I can't hit it with a hammer. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be a tactics conversation after this particular mission, though, especially between Reach and Crumbar at some point. Be like, this means stealth. This means smash with hammer. I will always be this symbol. You will be that symbol.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I thought that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. We'll schedule whatever for next time. And yeah, MD who listened, thank you. Subscribe, pass it on, etc. Blah 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 to all our wonderful fan.
yes, I'm going to just quickly update the party quest log, stating that Kid be hammer,
So
spear.
I'm gonna stop the recording here. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.